Good evening, ladies, lords, and lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the deathly Shad, and your virtual content creator. And I am here today with my usual suspects. Agathar, say hi to the people.
Hi.
Percival, say hi to the people.
Hello.
Rensois, say hi to the people.
Hello,
Soren,
it
say hi
is
to
me.
the...
I am
Soren.
definitely not Percival.
Uh-huh. Soren, say hi to the people.
Hi, how's it going? I'm still a little bit confused.
Ah, yes. Who would
So will Rensois when she sees you.
I thought she already did. Anyways,
No, you hid from her and you ran straight past, and she was on top of the cliff.
Yeah. But then you guys went into the wagon afterwards and talked to him.
She ain't seen nothing.
All right, Vaelyn,
Hmm?
your go. Say hi to the people.
Bleh.
What?
Bleh.
He's feeble-minded,
Eh.
so he's just making burbling noises.
He can talk still, sparingly, like a little baby, like a wee
Ice cream.
baby. All right then. So,
But kick the baby.
don't kick the baby.
If you hit him hard enough, he'll come back, right? That's how this works.
Anyway, so with the introductions out of the way, remember to like, subscribe if you enjoy the video. Peep the link in the description below if you want to hop in the Discord and say hello to us wonderful people. And, well, let's get right back into the action. When last we left our heroes, Agathar the Kobold Necromancer, Percival the Halfling Divination Wizard, Rensois the Rabbit Folk Monk, Soren the Rabbit Folk Samurai, and Vaelyn the Rabbit Folk Cleric, the party was ambushed. A group of people known as the Chessboard assaulted the players, blinding Percival with poison, gender-bending Soren, and casting Feeblemind upon Vaelyn, breaking him and returning him to a state of childlike innocence once again. All before riding away and placing a simple message in the sky. Rainier sends his regards. Welcome to Mirzai. With our heroes bruised and battered, but not yet broken, their way back to Vitrium completely destroyed by a rockslide caused by the same group, we return to the Rains of Vitrium. So, Percival, you're no longer blind. You're no longer blind. It's been either an hour, or Rensois was able to make that anti-venom for you, and give you a bit of another chance of saving. In fact, roll me a Constitution saving throw with straight, because you're still under the effects of the Wolfsbane venom.
I can see clearly now the poison's gone.
Sitting.
That's a 5, because you don't have advantage.
Oh, you said I had advantage.
I was about
No,
to.
he said straight.
Yeah, it's straight because of the lichen bane poison that you're also under the effects of.
All right,
But-
lucky.
Lucky, go ahead. All right.
Rip.
That's an 8. But
Yeah.
Lucky says you can take you can take out of the 8 of the 5. So yeah, no, sadly not. This poison's just sticking on you.
Meh. I go about making the poultice myself with my second pair of eyes.
Okay. Roll me an alchemy supplies check at disadvantage.
Why?
Because you're using your familiar's eyes.
So?
It's one of those things of, like, you haven't done this a lot, if ever, so you're not very well trained. It's like there's like a bit of a depth of field loss, if that makes sense.
basically your hands are used to doing what your eyes see, and like not what other eyes sees. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. So, go ahead. I mean, you have a pretty high check anyway, so you should be fine. It's just disadvantage. A 12? 12 is more than enough to make a form of anti-venom. Which poison would you like to attempt to neutralize?
The one making me blind.
Okay, then. Go ahead and roll another con save. 13 is not enough. Sadly.
I'll just be blind then.
This poison is just sticking to you. And it's frustrating to try and make any kind of progress on a tincture, on an anti-venom, or anything like that, especially whenever you feel your hands constantly shaking from the lichenbane poison. It's as if your body is trying to constantly shift and unshift, if that makes sense. You can feel kind of like your bones spasming as they're trying to enlarge into your more tall form, but at the same time restricting themselves right back to where they were.
This is a really weird poison.
Yep. Made to hunt lichens. But after an hour, your vision begins to come back to you, and you're able to see again. Vaelyn, you're in the corner of the caravan, just kind of like spaced out. And both Agathar and Rensois, what are the two of you doing during this hour? I already know that Rensois is helping out Percival to middling success.
Hey now, you don't know. I haven't rolled.
Well, go ahead and roll alchemy supplies. You have advantage because of the help action.
Yes, I actually haven't. Oh wait, no, I do have alchemy supplies put in. Haha. Intelligence, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Doof.
11.
You were able to make the tincture.
Good.
You were able to make
A 2 and a 3.
Yeah, Roll20 does not want you to cure that poison.
Yeah, apparently not. I would imagine the caravan is likely stopped at this point in time, not really moving any further forward or anything like that. Just kind of like
I mean, there's
waiting
still
for
the
you guys to
roadblock there.
recover. The roadblock is mostly cleared out.
I
Like-
probably, if I was able to, I probably would have just instructed the thing to get us to a safer place and not unteetering on the side of a cliffside.
Well, it couldn't go back, so it would go forward.
It ignores rough terrain with its legs.
I know it ignores rough terrain. I'm just trying to think about how rough the terrain is ahead of you, if it counts as rough terrain or impassable terrain.
Well, it
I think with the boulder you moved and the shuffling about of earth you did earlier, yeah, it's just really rough terrain. So you guys can probably feel a light jostling inside the caravan as it kind of like just like skitters around the large, the large dirt mound in front of your carriage. But it does get around and continue to climb up the mountainside.
Well, this is a hassle.
Yeah. I think during this time, probably maybe to get some time passed, like maybe like a 50 minutes to an hour. I think Agatha will check on Soren. Because I know Soren's in a weird spot. So I think he's just gonna, like do a little like do knock.
See the Terminator?
Was that a Terminator
I know, right?
reference? Or was that an Unexpectables reference?
This is a Terminator reference, I hope.
You know
Either
what?
way,
I wasn't
either way,
thinking
Agathar's
about
on a
it.
mission.
I wasn't thinking about it, honestly.
Agathar is now on a mission.
Butt up!
Continue, please.
Get to the caravan.
Do it now! No!
Continue, please.
So Soren would hear it knock. It would take about maybe a minute or so before the door finally opens, and he's kind of standing there and lets him in,
Mhm.
like kind of wordlessly, but
Yeah, he'll go in and then close the door behind him, and then he'll look at Soren. As it clear, Soren was just sort of in a meditative state, sort of the usual spot that he's in.
he's like visibly frazzled. But
Mhm.
were there did Percival install mirrors in all of the rooms?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he lets Agathar in and just kind of wordlessly that just like walks back over to the mirror and just like kind of looking into it, then turns to the left, then turns to the right, and then just after a second of it goes, "Hi, Agathar."
Hi, are you doing okay?
Well, I would say not perfect, but I know this probably looks a little weird to you, what I'm doing, but it's me trying to convince. I've already accepted, and the logical part of my brain has accepted that this is probably going to be me for at least a little while. But there's this instinctive part of the brain that has trouble accepting these kind of things off the bat. So I'm trying to make that part of my brain more attuned, so to speak. Just looking in here saying, "Hey, this is me."
Yeah, I understand. I'm sure it's very strange for you. I mean, it was weird when it happened to me. So, I'm sure it's a strange sensation for you, but I'm sure you'll learn to get used to it. And if if you ever want to swap back or something, like that's entirely okay. It's it's weird that it happened to a non-kobold, if that makes sense.
He chuckles a little and goes, "You're telling me." And then he steps away from the mirror and then sits down onto the bed and says, I'm not mad at you if you think I am."
Okay, yeah, I wanted to apologize for what I said. It wasn't the right time, and I honestly was. He just kind of motions to Soren. It's like that was the last thing I ever would anticipate happening to one of us. So I just sort of panicked.
He smiles and says, I appreciate, and you're forgiven. Like I said, like I told you before, I knew it was coming from a good place, so it, I just kind of don't know. I'm just in a place right now, and I'm getting used to it, but it's gonna take me a little bit more time.
Yeah, of course. If this is sound weird, I guess. How do I word this? I guess he just is just lost in thought. He just doesn't really know what to say. I will try to help wherever I can, because I haven't really told anybody this. I went, undercover for, the drug thing.
He nods.
My body sort of took that a little literally. And I didn't understand the sensation I got, and I sort of just leaned into it. Maybe it would help, but by the time everything settled, it was a little late, and I was a female for a while, and I just never told anybody.
Sounds like it helped you out quite a bit.
Yeah, I discovered some feelings, and you know, I turned back after I started seriously dating Soy Fang, so um, but it discovered some feelings, and I know how good it felt when people called me pretty or called me nice things, because I admittedly wasn't used to it, and I just really liked it. So I know how good that sort of positive reinforcement feels, if that makes sense.
The Soren stands up from the bed and walks over to Agathar, picks him up, and then just gives him a hug. And and like as soon as he does this, like Agathar's head's just kind of like in the chestal region. So Soren just kind of like just kind of like freezes for a second and goes, "Oh, that felt weird."
No, it's okay. I wasn't expecting it.
No, it's no. I'm not used to having these, but I like I said, I knew it came from a good place, and he puts Agathar back on the ground quickly while like visibly blushing a little bit.
He's also red.
Yeah, that's his scale color.
I know it came from a good place, and I do appreciate it.
Of course. Cool. I just wanted to check up on you because I admittedly I'm nervous about what's ahead because we don't have any friends in Mirzai. We don't know anybody, and Raymir has all of the resources ahead of him. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
I forget. Did Soren last week ask where or inquire as to where the group that assaulted them came from?
No, you weren't able to. Like, what you know is that they had a calling card on the bodies of a few of their individuals, and they are known as the chessboard.
Okay, so yeah, Soren's just gonna like scratch the back of his head and say, I kind of panicked in the moment after making some realizations. Did we ever figure out where they came from or who sent them?"
Raymir sent them. He made this little ambush. So it was his welcoming party, essentially, to Mirzai. He wrote it in Skywrite, because of course he did.
Soren just sits there, expression unchanging. His eyes blink a few seconds, and he goes, "Did he do anything else to the rest of us?"
Agathar looks at Soren. Do you know about Vaelyn?
No. Is he alright?
Technically, yes.
No, he's not all right. A high-level spell called Feebleminded, and essentially, we're out a cleric until we can fix him.
I'm more concerned about Vaelyn than being out of cleric.
Vaelyn will be fine.
Vaelyn is the cleric.
Vaelyn, he'll be fine. As long as we watch him and keep an eye on him, he should be fine. He's just his intelligence has just been reduced to that of an infant, essentially. So
Just keep him away from plastic bag
just
use.
keep him away from plastic baggies and fire, and we'll be fine.
Just make sure he knows to stay away from the stove.
Yeah. So we're just
Stop
gonna have
stop
to
eating the crayons.
I know you're not in the Marines, so put it down.
I'm sure that Raymir knows that Percival's not normal and like she's a Lycan. Did they have anything prepared for that?
Yeah, they were ready for us and all of our tricks.
All right. What else did he do?
Besides, he motions to Soren. It seems that their only goal was to Feebleminded Vaelyn, and then they left.
So, and he's like scratching his chin now. He goes, so they feeble-mind Vaelyn, which is a huge blow to how our group operates. They brought things against Lycans and did this to me. I can see Vaelyn and Percival, but what does this accomplish? And he gestures to himself.
I think just Raymir is just an asshole.
I mean, I knew that, but
I don't know.
Soren.
I don't know.
Soren, roll me a history check, please.
Remember, he's not from our time. His morals are a little twisted.
With a 15? With a 15, you recall that of the whole party, you were the only one that was able to actually hurt him inside of his field of anti-magic bullshit.
yeah, but
You'd figured he would do more.
this literally does nothing to Soren. Like, this doesn't inhibit him in any way. This doesn't affect his ability to swing said sword.
I know it doesn't. So you if you'd like to, you can roll an insight.
I'm assuming this is to see the reason Rainier did this.
Misogynistic motherfucker.
Insight.
Women can't use swords.
You get the feeling he's just being an asshole.
I mean, I as a player already knew that.
He's quite literally just fucking with you.
He did it because he can.
He did it specifically to show that he can and that he could have done worse, but he's leaving you alone.
Yeah, but like right now Soren's just kind of looking at the logistical part of everything, and he's just like, this literally does not help him in any way. This doesn't help him. He's just being an arsehole.
Yeah, that's him. That's just the type of person he is.
Soren smiles and shakes his head and is just kind of like chuckling, like obviously bemused
Yeah.
or amused, not bemused.
Yeah. Well, either way, Percival got pretty wounded, and then Vaelyn is gonna be out. So, once we get into town, we're gonna have to find scrolls of Dispel Magic or Greater Restorations or something, and I don't know what that's gonna run us, and I don't know what we're gonna run into the rest of the day. It's just he has so much resources already at his disposal, and we have really nothing. So I'm just nervous is all.
Well, I still have 5,000 gold, so maybe that can front something.
Maybe. It's just we're heading into a land of debt, so the prices are probably going to be a lot higher. But he looks a little disgusted with himself suggesting this, but my fingers can get sticky, so we'll see.
Well, hopefully we can change things here so that people can live better off and not have to resort to high prices in their markets.
Yeah. But that's a whole other problem in and of itself. I just wish if we get rid of those people, who is going to replace them is my worry. Because we came here for two things, Rainier and the Archmage. And I don't know if the Archmage will take over this land. But if he wanted to, why didn't he do it already? So I don't know. I think, unfortunately, I don't know how we can help these people.
Well,
I think we just need to get after Rainier, get the ring, and then go. Because we have a lot of other things we need to worry about. As much as I really want to help these people.
That makes two of us. Well, a wise man once said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. This is not a problem we're going to solve overnight, if we can solve it.
Yeah. We gotta run plates right now to focus on. But, well, I came in to check on you, and I'm glad you're taking this with optimism. So, if you need me, you know where to find me. I'm gonna work on Bell, and Doug is on Vaelyn duty, so yeah, we'll see. But if you wanted to check on him, I think I saw him in the corner in the living room, if you wanted to check on him, but he can't really reply to you, so I would just be cautious.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I was like, I would just be weary of that.
Soren looks a little puzzled when Agathar says that Doug is on Vaelyn duty, and he just says,
Didn't Vaelyn choke him out of a window of a fast-moving vehicle?
Yeah, and I told the Doug, look, Vaelyn can't hurt Doug right now. He can barely open a cabinet, let alone wave a weapon. So Doug's gonna be fine, and I told Doug, no shenanigans, just watch him. And usually he listens. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see how that works out.
All right. I think I'm going to need another minute in here, and then I'll be out to check on everyone. Is Percival doing okay with what hit her? Or I'm assuming she's got Rensor helping her.
Yeah, Percival's in good hands. So Percival's hurt, but nothing that she can't shrug off. So I'm sure she'll be fine.
Aye, she's a tough one.
Yes, very tough. So yeah, you know where to find me. And he begins, giving him nod and a wave, not really sure how to exit, and then he just leaves.
and after he leaves, like Soren just kind of goes, kind of like looks over towards the mirror and just says,
I mean, Agathar was right. It could be much worse off.
and then the scene ends.
All right.
I could have been flat-chested.
That's not what he's referring to, but
And you know what? Hey,
But
hey,
it's-
Soren.
Hmm.
Roll me a D100 and call me high or low.
oh god, are you actually rolling? Are you actually rolling for plus size?
No. For something else.
It's like, no, shut up. You don't know my life.
Give me high or low, buddy.
Shut up! You don't know my kings. I mean life.
Low.
I lean in with bated breath as the dice roll.
This is trying to happen on roll 20.
Or are you waiting for me to roll them? I'll roll them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna roll it.
I got him.
Yeah.
I got him. I got him. Sorry. D100.
Whatever that means.
So, You called high, right?
No, you
Called
go
low.
low.
You called low? Oh, good.
Yeah, I called low.
You're 1 inch taller than Rensois.
Oh
You
boy.
feel taller. You look taller. And also pretty stacked.
I wonder what the swords. I wonder what
That
Magnus
was
knows about it.
Raymir's plan all along, putting Soren off balance.
Yeah, right. To balance.
I feel a tad top heavy now.
With enough pudding, you can fix that out by rounding out the bottom.
Look. Now Soren has disadvantage on stealth checks because the clap of his ass cheeks gives him away to the guards.
We all have to make sacrifices.
You sick bastard.
Anyway, moving along. The rest of your journey through Mirzai is uneventful. The rocky terrain around you steadily giving away to the crest of a mountaintop that overlooks a gargantuan bowl in the center of this entire country. If anyone would like to get out and take a look around at the surroundings, you can.
I think.
Sure.
I think Agathar would have occasionally crawl out of the cart to throw out some sendings occasionally.
How long does Silent Image last for?
Silent image
Up to
lasts for
10 minutes. That's not very long. Does it exponentially grow? No, it doesn't. It doesn't do jack after first level. I was about to say, it's like I used Silent Image to make the cart look like the landscape, but it was just like, nah. It kind of already does that, but it has to be in one place for long enough to blend in.
Anyway, if there is someone outside, then I can finish off this description as I show off the map o Mirzai.
Soren would probably come out to take a look at it. He's actually in his old kimono as well, since due to Shad's stacking of Soren, the shirt that he bought probably doesn't fit him anymore.
No, it doesn't.
So he needs something that's adjustable in front. So he's wearing the kimono, much to his chagrin.
So let me put you guys right about Chaw.
How long did it take to get to Fort Providence from where we were attacked?
You aren't there yet. You're at the top
All
of
right,
the
how-
mountain peak.
How long has it taken to get here from then?
I want to say around 4-ish hours because your cart travels at a steady pace. It doesn't tire or...
Alright, it's only been 4 hours.
Yeah, only 4 hours. You're still poisoned by the lichen bane venom.
Kind of what I was asking about. Percy's just taking it easy.
You would know that poison lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah. I know that it lasts 8 hours. All these poisons are temporary, so it's like more of a bother. So I guess she draws like a hot bath and just kind of lounges and just be like, if I'm going to be in a state of panic, I may as well be comfortable.
Oh, no, it's not panic, it's constant pain.
Yeah, I know. That's why I use the hot water.
Panic.
The hot water is soothing to a degree, or as much of a degree as it can be at the very least.
Yeah, I'm in here and I've got like witch remedies. Like I'm chewing on some kind of root that's numbing some of the pain. And it's just like, this sucks.
Yeah, which is fair. Surrounded by mountains on all sides and leading to a perfect circle in the center, or a somewhat imperfect circle in the center of it. White sand stretching out within it as far as your eyes can see. Off to the left, you can see a mountaintop that has large bolts of lightning currently striking it from a section of clouds that hover above it that don't seem to be anywhere else in this area. And another mountain a bit closer to where you guys are looks as if it's been cleanly sliced off the top of it, or had its top cleanly sliced off as if by using a sword of some kind. And nestled to the far right, at the base of the mountains, is the city of Providence, Fort Providence. It's very large, probably like one of the. It's about like the size of. I want to say it's bigger than Deepwood, because of just like how large it is. With a lot of carriages and caravans going in and out of it constantly. And basically this is what you guys see. If anyone would like to, you may roll me history checks.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Time to roll a D100 on my end, see if I do anything.
Rolled a 3. What is up with roll 20 today? It's choosing violence.
I mean, I got that insight in that history check.
Yeah.
22.
The one they do.
There you go.
Alright.
Vaelyn does not walk off a cliff.
Okay, so Soren, it actually makes sense that you rolled a natural one. You've actually never been to Mirza. You've never been outside of Vitrium.
Nope.
For you, Agathar. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Soren came from outside of Vitrium.
Oh.
Yeah,
we don't-
remember his tribe traveled outside the borders.
Oh, well, we don't talk about that. They went to Celeste and other places like that, but never to Mirzai, because as I'll get to why they never went to Mirzai from after Renswall's description.
Nothing is good.
Because
so-
Mirzai's full of assholes.
Yeah.
So, you, Agathar, you would know that, at the very least, this place is called the Great Waste. It is a endless expanse of just white stuff that just seems to get everywhere, and it makes up the center of Mirzai. And
This
it
description
is...
brought to you by Anakin Skywalker.
Shush. And along the outskirts of it, you actually would know that there are these, like, weird glass panes of magic that seem to just kind of, like, hang in the air and just exist with no real reason as to why they do that. But the rest of this is just pure glass. It's just pure ash, sand stuff. For you, Rinsois, you would know of the natural anomaly that is Thunder Point, a peak of a mountain that has a cloud that hangs over it constantly that just strikes it with lightning. You would know of the Glass Ridge, where there are a lot more of these little glass shards all over the place. And you would also know of the glass, of like the flat glass-like surface of the mountain that's been kind of like cleanly cut, and how that place is a little bit slick. It's almost like you're sliding across it with your socks, to some degree, if that makes sense. So, very slippery. And you would also know that this place that you just came through is called the Deadwoods. Full of petrified trees and things that can petrify you as well. It is considered one of the big danger zones in Mirzai. Other than that, I don't think Renswa ever went to Mirzai all that often.
I got a question.
No, Rinsois, I don't believe ever took a quest to Mirzai.
And this will be a new experience for everyone. What was your question, soldier?
Is Percy aware of any paranormal or unexplained phenomenon in Mirzai? Through her training as a practitioner of the dark arts, besides her wizardry.
Roll me a history.
Okay. It's a 21.
You would know that the... You would know whisperings of these creatures known as eidolons that seem to wander the wastes endlessly, and even the outskirts, that are these constructs, like Warforged almost. But... well, like the Forged, almost. But... there's only been one sighting of an eidolon, and the other creatures that have been found within the wastes have been killed by adventurers, to your knowledge. Other than that, the Deadwoods are the other place of paranormal that happen, where you have these weird statues that seem to move like weeping angels almost, which you guys did encounter. But that's just the natural state of the Deadwoods. Why they are like that, you don't know. Other places are either too far outside of even your reach of rumors, or have never been explored or adventured into.
Okay. So yeah, Percy's just kind of like soaking. Going over on what her plan is now that we've made contact with Raimia far earlier than she expected to. So she's just thinking to herself, we're going to need to start making those transformation potions in bulk for the group and find a place out of the way.
So,
If we are to make any progress in this sandy hell.
So, with that in mind, you guys begin to make your way down the mountainside towards Fort Providence. And about halfway down, you encounter a cave entrance with a simple name written above it, or more accurately, carved into the stone. The Bar with No Name.
How big's the cave?
The cave entrance is roughly like, I want to say 15 feet across, 15 feet up.
How far does that diameter go in?
Oh, it goes like really far in.
Do we know of a location in...
Yeah, there is a bar with no name in every area.
We get here at a... I mean, no one's driving the cart. It just has a very simple protocol to just take us to a place.
Yeah.
So it doesn't know to stop.
I mean, stops here. Because this is like the first location.
Fair enough. We don't have a star map to just like pick location and go. Percy was just like end of the road, then come to a halt.
Like this is pretty much the end of this road here. The cart kind of like comes to a stop outside of the bar with no name.
Yeah, then it goes to like... Nope.
End of the line, kid.
Percy's just like in the bath, and her head's half submerged. Bubbles just start to go as her eyes like creak open. It's like, that happened too quickly. I'm still fucking sick. Don't want to get out of this tub. You get up and shout, Aguilar!
He's been like trancing and trying to like secure the like work on Bell, see if he can like do a closed loop, and then he just shatters his concentration. Oh,
Agathon, Grandma needs her rubbing salts.
get the Epsom salts.
Get the Epsom salts poured into the bath. The corns they are calling.
Agatha, give me that chocolate.
Oh my god.
The
No.
what?
Yeah, I guess
Chocolate. I remember when they invented chocolate.
I remember I hated it.
Yeah. Agatha's just like, what?
Come here.
He just closes his book and then just like sets
But
it down.
before you leave, Belle's arms just kind of like rest on your shoulders for a bit and just kind of like do gentle little massage, head pat. just like brushing him off a little bit, just like it's okay, you're doing
You're right.
fine. Just like very daintily adjusts his shirt.
Yeah, it's just
Step number
adjusts his arms.
5.
Like, you're right. We can do it later. I'm sure it's important.
Step
I'm
number
gonna-
5.
I'm
Puts
gonna
a
be
hat on his
real.
head.
Like Belle is quickly becoming part of the Build-A-Bay forum.
Oh yeah, not for me though.
Pretty sure we're getting
We'll see.
there.
We'll see. So Agathar goes to Percival's room.
Oh, I'm not in the. I'm
Or
in
you-
the
or-
bath. I'm in the bath.
Oh, you're in the bath. Sorry. Yeah, he goes to the bath. He pokes his muzzle in, but doesn't look in. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. We've come to a stop, and I still feel like my skin's on fire. Could you check our surroundings and make sure we're nowhere in danger?
Yeah, I'll check it out. And if you hear heavy footsteps running in full sprint, you'll know something happened.
No, I'll be with you. As you just feel something land on your shoulder, it's like a weird, like slime, not like a slimy glob, but like a formless shape, just like flops onto your shoulder as you see Smudge kind of apparate there, as they take from a formless shape to that of like a large tarantula, just kind of perched on your shoulder.
Oh, hey Smudge.
It's like, oh god, Percival, we have mold. Oh, it's Smudge.
There's black mold. Yeah, I was like, oh, hey Smudge. And then he will
Sup,
he will
buddy?
step out of the cart. Does he
Yes.
hear that?
Yes, he does.
Agathar stares at Smudge and then just looks at Percival.
Ignore
Is that new?
it. It is. I told you not to speak.
Eh.
You will only repeat what I tell you to repeat.
You know what? Considering the company that I keep, that's not the weirdest thing. And then he walks out.
I like mumble something like, yes, no, Belle can change from 10 feet tall to about a 4'5" creature. You have questions about why Smudge can suddenly speak. Yes, we'll have words.
By sensing double standards.
You know, I
So,
like
yeah,
it.
Agathar will
Telling.
step out.
Telling Soren.
You know, Agatha. You know, Agatha, I love
Soren,
You know, Agatha, I love what you've done with the old girl. You know, you have a bit of a business model there if you're thinking about something.
Well, you say that, but I mean, I've been thinking about something, but I don't, a lot of things are happening right now, so it's not exactly in the forefront of my mind.
I'm sure you'll get there one day.
A little tarantula leg just kind of like caresses your cheek, just like pat.
I don't know if I like that.
You don't have to. You don't have to like it. Just accept it.
That's my life.
Anyway, you walk up and out of the carriage, and you see that you're stopped in front of the bar with your name. Just beneath the stone-carved sign, as you kind of like look at it, is a red banner that says, "No killing goblins."
Oh.
okay.
And you spot a couple minotaurs that are just kind of like very dirty and dusty looking, with like, a pickaxe slung across one shoulder and a lantern attached to the hip of the other one, just kind of like emerging from within, just talking.
Are they talking in their own language?
No.
Wait, we're
Okay.
in the cave, or are they just like
They're walking
the
out of
bars?
it.
They're coming out of the cave.
Oh, out of the cave. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're walking out of it. And as they're walking forward, you can catch a little snippet of the conversation. So have you heard? Oh, no, I haven't heard. Like, what's up? Well, apparently, they're, thinking about changing a few of the rules regarding necromancy around Mirzai. Really? You don't say. I thought necromancy was, like, evil, stupid bullshit magic that, you like, raise someone's dead auntie and get him to come and, murder him or something. That's what I thought, too. But apparently the Debt Lords think otherwise. Fucking Debt Lords. And they kind of, like, stop as they notice you in the carriage, and they just kind of, like, look at you for a long moment before narrowing their eyes and just walking away.
Hey, aren't you on some wanted posters in Muzai?
Agatha doesn't look like a necromancer, first of all.
No. You can roll insight
yeah.
if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I want to roll insight on that. 17.
17. They look at you and they see the really expensive carriage that you obviously came out of, and they are scoffing at your existence because you're just another rich person.
Oh, that makes sense.
I think everybody else has already spent all their gold.
So yeah, no, they look at you, they look at your carriage, and they're just like, fucking great. And they just leave.
Okay.
If you'd like to, you may attempt to intervene.
No, that's okay. He'll just kind of sigh. It's just, we're not gonna have a lot of friends here. And he will sort of climb onto the top of the cart to kind of just scan around the surroundings. Then after
you can kind of like spot further down the road where these two minotaurs have headed off towards is Fort Providence. It looks to be about an hour's walk away. For your carriage, it's probably gonna be like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like really short. Agatha kind of gives a nod, and then he'll climb down the cart. Well, I'm gonna go inside the cave. I think it seems, as advertised, this, I guess, would be the place. I don't imagine they would set up in Fort Providence. And then he will step inside the cave to kind of see what's going on with it.
All right.
And the cave, where did we see the bar with no name? That was the cave entrance, right?
It's,
yeah. It is the cave entrance.
Yeah, Soren would follow, just because he's curious as to what it looks like here.
All right. Rensois, you would know that that both Soren and Agatha, at the very least, are going inside what appears to be the bar with no name. Do you wish to go inside as well?
Yeah, she'll follow.
All right. And Vaelyn, are you following?
Yes.
The rest of your family's going. You should follow too.
Let's see. What does the dice say?
What does Belle think? She sort of has to fucking mother Vaelyn.
I just had
Vaelyn just like wakes up and he's fully bound with Doug just staring into his soul.
like wrapped up with like a mummy, except it's not mummy wrapping, it's a rope.
Yeah, he's hog-tied.
Let's see. Yeah, he just stares into space. Yeah, I made a quick D100 chart.
All right. So, with that, as the three of you wander into the bar with no name, I get to describe the surroundings. So, stepping into this bar with no name, about, I want to say, 10, 15 feet into the cave, there's a sharp left turn. And turning left, you actually walk into a well-lit area that seems to be carved into the cave itself. There is not a speck of wood to be found anywhere in this particular bar with no name. You see tables hewn from stone itself that are just kind of like, either carved in or maybe formed with some kind of spell. Surrounded by a few stone chairs that are also either carved in or hewn from the stone itself, with a few wicker metal chairs just kind of like woven and just kind of like positioned around the tables here and there to allow people to, kind of like move in and out if they're a lot bigger than the stone chairs. You see in the center of it a stone carved bar with a male golden-furred Inumashi standing behind it, currently cleaning a small glass. You see this strange female Muppet-like creature with kind of like orange fur,
Dagathar.
this motley-colored hair, just currently sweeping about the place, just kind of like getting rid of what dust remains. And just behind the bar, you see a more dark lit area that doesn't have a lot of lantern lights in it, but if you would like to, you may roll me a perception check.
Absolutely. Perception.
Like the Muppet like creature.
Another?
A 5.
Like the Muppet like creature. The Muppet creature looks at you and it starts going, yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, yep.
Well, if Soren and Renswa would also like to make perception checks, they may certainly do so.
Okay.
It's
27.
Whoa, goddamn.
27. Okay. With a 10 or 27, the both of you spot the faint glints of like red eyes in the darkness, and Renswa, you kind of are able to put two and two together. There are goblins on the other half of this bar. And another thing that you might notice is that there's this strange tension in the air between both the patrons of the bar, like the minotaurs, the humans, the dwarves and gnomes, that are just kind of like on the light side of the bar with a few drinks and some food in their hand, and the goblins that make up the other side of the bar, where there's just like a lot of, goblins that are just currently they're eating and drinking about the same, but there isn't that same cohesive merriment that there is in Vitrium. There's this tension between the two groups that, if you'd like to roll insight on, you certainly can.
Where?
Alright then.
10.
With a 10. With your history check from earlier, you would recall that goblins have been one of the many causes of Providence's inability to expand out into Mirzai as a greater. Now, normally within Mirzai, whenever an attempt has been made to make another city anywhere in Mirzai, a very particular goblin known simply as the Reaper of the Ridge shows up and slaughters everyone. And the Reaper of the Ridge is a goblin. So, as a result, goblins are seen as lesser life forms here, as monsters, and as things that are kill on sight. But, here in the bar with no name, as that red banner even above the bar states, no killing goblins. So this is kind of like a neutral territory for both the goblins and the non-goblinoids here, where they don't start nothing, and there is nothing between the two of them.
Both sides know that the true thing to fear is not each other.
Yeah.
It is it is the patron of the bar.
Regina. What was he called? The Reaper of the
The Reaper of the Ridge.
Reaper of the Ridge.
Reaper of the Ridge. Yeah, fear the Regina of the Ridge.
And
Don't fear the Reaper, fear the Regina.
yeah. And you would also notice that there is a large lost and found section in the far left of the bar. And this lost and found section has all kinds of random bits and baubles in it, from small pouches of coins that have name labels on them, to weapons, to various small gems and rocks, and other things that are just kind of like litter the entire lost and found section. And the last thing that you guys would notice, more specifically Rensoir than anyone else. Well, Rensoir first, then Soren, then Agathar, is that as this male barkeeper kind of like looks up at you, gives you guys a small nod, one of his eyes is blue instead of that normal emerald green. And you can see some light scarring over that eye as well. Like, just kind of, it looks as if he received a cut along it. And as a result, you, Rensoir, would notice that he had to replace his eye with a false one.
She is Sans.
Fortunately, we know of somebody who can make a clone.
Or just regenerate the eye.
Anyway, he gives you guys a smile and a little wave. Evening. Welcome to the bar with no name. Simply take a seat wherever you want, and my cohort Roger will be with you shortly. And he indicates to the feminine Muppet, who's just currently sweeping away. He just kind of like looks over to him. And what if I don't wanna, huh? I'm here to clean shit, not fucking serve people. The guy just kind of like sighs. Okay, fine. I guess I'll serve them. Sure. Just kind of like exasperated roll of the eyes before he picks up a few menus and walks out from around the bar and just kind of like makes his way over to the three of you. All right, come with me. I'll get you a table and we'll sit you down. My name is Regina, and I will be your patron for the day. It seems.
It's nice to see a friend.
Oh, not many friends? He says, just kind of like leading you further in and just giving you a seat down at the table.
Not in Mir's eye, unfortunately. So is there a portal like with the other bar with no names? Is there one of those here?
Yes, there is. But you would know it's for adventurers only.
Yeah, but he looks at it and just, wait, Lana can use those, right? Because they used one to get out of Vitrium, right?
No, they left the normal way.
Oh shit. Okay. Ooh Okay, never mind that then.
Shad, I want to DM you something right quick.
No.
Soren would have sat down with Agathar at that table.
Yeah, I mean the three
And
of you are
Francois will
sat
sit
down.
as well.
You have 3 basic menus presented to each of you, which you can, of course, utilize to your heart's content. And there's There's small basic items like a few drinks. You see 13 drinks that are basically given names like the Monkey's Fist, the Dragon's Breath, Minotaur Punch, so on and so forth.
I think Egor won't sit. He'll. Oh no, he's got the tarantula on him, so she knows. Yeah, he'll remain seated. Yeah, he'll remain seated. He'll just nod at Regina. Thanks.
No problem. And he just kind of like moves over to his bar and begins kind of like collecting a few drink mugs and just, waiting for you guys to call him over with your order. The table you're sat at is just a stone table, and taking a seat within it, you kind of like look down at it and you can see scratched into one corner of it, Gustav was here.
Why?
Other than that, it's just the same as the bar with no name. There's just a lot more tension in the air between the two groups, and there's this hushed conversation going around everywhere else. And that's really about it. This place is a lot
Soren
less
noticed. Soren noticed the tension in the air, right?
Sure, I'll say
The
that.
10 was able to the 10 was able to catch that.
Yeah, I'd say that. It's
Yeah.
easy enough.
Yeah. You were gonna say something else. Sorry.
No, it's good.
Yeah, he's going to like just kind of like look over to the one side of the bar and then to the other side with the goblins, and he's just going to be like, "I'm assuming like you two here are kind of catching the tension."
Just a little bit.
Now that you
Pretty sure
say
you
so-
could cut it through with a knife.
Yeah, now that you say something, I am kind of noticing it.
Wonder what it's about. Probably something to do with that sign we saw outside and there. And he nods towards the front of the bar with the banner that says no killing goblins. Wonder what
Oh.
happened.
Well, from what I hear, a particular goblin is the reason why there has been, fairly little expansion around this area, these parts of Mare's Eye. Goblins are typically killed on sight around here.
Just because of what one goblin is doing?
Huh. I mean, that's messed up.
That doesn't make sense to me.
But
Yes.
oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say, Smudge kind of reshapes, kind of like water coming out of a hose from where the spider was onto the table and forming into a cat before like trotting over to Red Swan, just kind of curling up in a ball in front of them.
Rensois,
No.
you hear a voice in your head.
Now's the part where you give me scritchies.
When Smudge does that, Soren like starts looking like visibly kind of nervous.
You see like Smudge's eyes open and then several more eyes on Smudge's body open as the voice is smothered for a moment before they all shut again.
I wouldn't.
Uh, Insight,
Just puts a sword.
insight check on both Agathar and Smudge.
Yeah. 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 Oh, it's now.
Agathar would notice that the discomfort is not due to what quote unquote Smudge said.
It's yeah, sort of how Smudge is acting now.
Not that either.
Yeah, I think Agathar will.
It's something else causing Soren to be a little bit nervous.
Okay. Agathar will raise an eyebrow and then sort of rub the front of his muzzle, and then he'll message. He'll cast message on Soren and just a little whisper. Everything okay?
This causes Soren to start a little bit, but he just replies back, "Hey, everything's fine."
Francois just kind of shrugs and gives scritchies.
Yeah.
Smudge
He's
purse.
just like, this is weird. Okay.
I guess Francois could also roll an insight as well if she spotted that.
Yeah, I'll give it a roll.
Or was that the person? Nope.
No. Scritchy's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right like that. Right there. Right behind the ears.
You see Smudge's eyes roll.
Like now Soren looks a little more nervous, and you can tell that that's just because of the voice coming from Smudge now.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like a mental thing.
I would say because you incited and that Smudge rolled so poorly, you get the idea that Smudge is more than just one thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he just stares at.
It's just
Yeah.
like ghost stories. Touch me harder.
touch me. Touch me harder.
There's like eyebrow raises, and there's like, anyway, besides whatever's happening now, so there's a goblin stopping Providence from expanding. Do we know why they're trying to expand besides more room? Is like the debt barons trying to make moves or something? Do you think this goblin's against the barons?
More accurately, it was historically when they did try to make another city or expand into another city, it happened. They stopped decades ago.
Okay.
Like, it's one of those things of like, so long as this keeps happening, we're just gonna not bother with it anymore.
Yeah. You don't think this goblin? It's. You don't think this goblin can be against the barons, do you? Or do you think it's just a general goblin sort of hates everybody?
Well, right now, the question on my mind is: are these goblins with that one? Do they even support him?
I don't know. I don't really have any beef with them, so. But.
Well, I would imagine that at this point, there's been enough back and forth bloodshed that, well, regardless of how this started or not, the bad blood is true between them all.
Okay. Smudge's eyes change to like, Jesus, what is Percy's eye? You know, they're always yellow, so they don't change color. But you hear Percival's voice come through through Smudge now. I leave out the the goblin has anything to do with our current circumstances. What?
Hey, hey, it's my turn with the brain cell.
I swear to God, if you keep talking, it'll be the last time you speak.
I'm just trying.
Do your job.
Okay,
I am
so,
doing my job.
Your job is to be silent.
My job is to get scratches.
Smudging
There's-
back on.
Yeah, no, the cat is just eyes in a cat's body. Just like there are several sets of eyes just opening and closing on Smudge's body as their little hands are on top of their head as mom and dad complain.
Okay, that's new. Okay, sorry, we're getting. Okay, we're really getting off track here. Well, I'm just saying, with the goblin, if we can find out more about their motivations, then maybe we can try to ally ourselves with them. At least just in this instance.
That would put us at odds with the entirety of Fort Providence if there is a singular place that says no kill goblins. Don't you think? And you're putting a lot of stock and faith in that these people are bigoted for no reason at all.
Well, I know they have a reason. That's not what I'm saying.
If there is a goblin with a name who happens to be infamous, the chances he has a group following that spans a large portion of this inhospitable territory is definite.
Aye, but who's to say that they're part of that?
And he kind of just like nods towards the goblins in the bar.
Unlikely. They're probably just no locals that are caught up in the middle.
Very minor.
How many innocents have died because of this?
Very
Hundreds,
minor.
thousands.
Very minor thing. Francois, as this conversation's being had, you note that there is a goblin currently attempting to lift up Agathar's little bag of holding.
Yeah. And she will, hey, and snap a finger, point at it.
They stop what they're doing, look at you, and
She
they
just
and
slow eyebrow quirk.
they just grin with this broad and sharp teeth, these glinting red eyes, as they just slowly lift the bag further up.
I mean,
Are we? Now that it's sort of red, sort of just went like a hey.
I mean, like you
notice?
turn around and you see it, and like the goblin's looking at you, like it's looking at both of you, it's looking at all three of you,
Can I?
and it's just like slowly lift the bag further up.
I sort of I grab his wrist. Can I help you?
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay.
You will not get your gloves of thievery bonus on this because it only applies to.
It's still. Yeah, so it's only.
It's a
It's still
14.
plus 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the gloves. Because I have expertise inside a hand, so it's.
Oh, okay.
So it is
Yeah.
plus 12.
You catch this goblin's wrist as they're like, in goblin speech.
Ugh,
So
I don't have comprehend languages today. Damn it.
They drop the bag.
Yeah, if they drop it, then I let them go.
And they scamper off in
Smudge
darkness.
disappears and follows them.
Can I, with my mage hand, can I pick something from them?
You have to cast it, and then
That's fair. What's a bonus action cost?
it's an action to cast. It's bonus action to use.
Is
I
he
would
still-
say roll me
Well, that's fine.
roll me an initiative check. We'll see if you're able to get a turn before this goblin runs away.
Fast as fuck, boy. Not when I roll a 4.
Not with a 10,
Damn.
What's your initiative?
unless it rolls a
bonus?
2.
What's your initiative bonus?
+6.
Oh, then yeah, you go first. You can cast Mage Hand and slip something from the goblin if you want. Sure, go ahead.
I also
Yeah.
have a question.
What is your question, soldier?
So I might have gotten unnoticed, but Smudge vanishes,
Uh-huh.
and I was going to have them kind of like swoop up on this thing, and Percy from the bath all the way in the caravan was going to cast Bestow Curse on them.
Okay. All right. I will roll.
Bold of you to assume that I would not blight.
It is I can't blight. It's not a touch spell. My only
know.
touch spell is Bestow Curse. It's a 17 spell save DC.
Yeah, that fails.
That I invert their controls.
Oh no. Anyway, so
You monster.
so you make it to where they have to roll a save to do anything. Okay. So yeah.
No. What I mean to say is, if they try to run forwards, they run backwards. They want to go left, they go right. They want to jump, they get on their belly.
Oh.
Everything they do is backwards and the exact opposite of what they plan on doing. It's not.
Oh no.
Percival's the most evil person on this planet.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I will give them an intelligence check.
It only
versus
lasts a minute, so I want to get my
your minutes worth.
I
I
just
got
wanted
you.
to get the worth out of a minute.
I will give them an intelligence save or an intelligence check in order to walk normally. The DC will lower as their turns go on, so to speak, and they get more used to it. But basically,
I mean, it's a curse, wouldn't it? It's only a minute, wouldn't it? Just be the 17's DC.
yeah, it would be. But here's the thing: inverting someone's movements is something that you can get used to over time once you understand the gimmick. Hence why it's a DC that gets lower over time. But
It lasts a minute. I think I'd be too panicked to do anything about it until like a bit later.
Fair enough. Anyway, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I agree. Like
Yeah.
if it's 1 minute.
It's 1 minute.
Okay, well, it doesn't exactly matter. It didn't pass whatever intelligence check I was trying to make. Agatha, roll me a sleight of hand with your bonus action as you mage hand and try and lift something off
There
this
we go.
goblin. Child's play. As this goblin,
I take his phones.
as you take his Tims.
I take. Yo, does this guy have Jordans?
Yo, he got the
You got
fake
crease 'em,
J's
crease 'em.
on.
This motherfucker got fake J's.
But
These ain't Nikes. These are Nikos.
so yeah, you kind of like reach forward, you kind of like reach out with your mage hand, and you pluck a small pouch off of his hip easily enough, just like back in your hand, and you see this goblin just run away, immediately about turn, run back towards you, and just kind of go, huh? And just kind of like it tries to run away again, but it just moves back further forward towards you guys, and it's just like, ah! You see it run right and just get even more confused, start to spin around in a circle before it just kind of like jumps in the air a couple times and then just spins around a little more and just runs and just slams into a wall and just falls backwards.
Did Soren? Okay, so
goblins.
sorry, I was in the bathroom. Did Soren spot the goblin trying to steal the bag of holding?
Yeah, you did, but
the
goblin's been more than thoroughly dealt with. You see him just kind of like,
Well, yeah. But like, if there was ever a moment in time where he's looking back at the table, Soren would just smile at him sweetly.
Okay.
The cat returns as it just kind of like apparates on Rensaw's shoulder, and then just kind of like becomes a scarf.
In the background, you guys can hear just like the howling laughter of a multitude of goblins on the other end, just watching their compatriot just flail around and just kind of like flop a bit before knocking themselves out.
So what's in this blue bag? I was like, man, the goblins here are weird. As he just holds up a bag he didn't have before.
Well, that little action didn't really help their image at all.
You open up.
Desperation.
You open up the bag.
Are we the baddies?
You open up the bag and you see just like rocks, like shiny rocks, and a few coins and stuff in the center of it. And
That's his swinging pouch.
and as you kind of like, you know, examine the contents, a yellow-furred hand just kind of like closes the bag and plucks it out of your hands. Sorry about that.
It's fine. I was gonna give it back anyway.
Ah, okay.
And
I was gonna simply put
Agathar.
it in the lost and found.
If you want to hand to him personally, I mean, I can. At least I can sneak it back on his person.
He's a little indisposed.
The goblins are a little weird. You probably gained more of their respect because you stole something from him.
Well, it's a hard lesson. Next time, don't get caught.
Certainly glad I'm not here. If you tried to take something from me, I think the sign might change. Don't kill goblins and don't allow Percival inside.
Yeah, and you would get the rest of us kicked out.
Yes.
We have better amenities in the caravan.
The sign is very hard set. Don't kill goblins. If you would have been banned for life.
Oh no. Stupid ass cat's just like
Again.
Just stares.
That just rolls his eyes.
You hear you're gonna get us banished with
I
this.
will personally apologize for this one.
I am antisocial.
Right. Anyway, were you going to order anything?
A carrot cocktail.
Okay. Also, another thing. I direct you to our lost and found because, I believe another thing belongs to the pair of you. To the group of you.
Huh?
And he just kind of like
Francois will.
indicates, and,
Francois.
Soren. Do you look over the lost and found?
Yeah, I mean, he's curious.
You spot your swords.
That's a shame. Wow. Impressionable little things.
He points to them and then back at the goblins just says, "Who?"
Look at Soren's waist. The sword's actually
The Soren's swords are gone.
How the hell?
How the hell
Man, that one
indeed?
goblin.
That is.
I think
sloppy.
That is
Can smudge insight.
It's remarkably impressive.
Insight? Like, what do you mean by, like, you trying to insight the goblins?
Trying to see which one is like the most smug about being told him saying who.
I mean, sure. You roll insight.
22.
22. You kind of like have Smudge look over, and Smudge like notes a few goblins are just kind of like snickering at it. They aren't like none of them look guilty or smug. With that insight, you can probably you probably recognize that whoever did take those is probably gone.
So
The
Soren has a passive perception of 17. They just
Yep.
bypassed that, or
They didn't
Yeah.
bypass
They
it.
rolled
They
better.
rolled
Jesus.
better.
Jesus. All right,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
he's gonna get up and walk over to the lost and found and grab the blades
Let's
and
see. It
tie them
was.
tightly to his belt.
Let's see. It was a grand total of a 21 stealth and a 26 sleight of hand.
Oh, cool. Set NPC stats. Got it.
No,
Cat
just
NPCs, they're all gods.
Shitty ass goblins have
No.
fucking
No,
Agathar
no,
levels
no.
of sleight of hand.
No. Just really high rolls. Like really, really high rolls.
Still, a plus that had to be a natural 20 for the sleight of hand.
No. 19.
That's my point exact. Still a plus 7.
So then they have a plus
They have
7.
a
That's
plus
called
7.
high.
That's high
Do
for an
you
NPC.
Do you remember that rogues get expertise at level 1?
Oh, that's right, because everybody's a rogue. Got it.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Kill a monkey, get up, get coffee.
So yeah, Soren goes over, retrieves his blades, and ties them tightly to his belt.
You hear both Migi and Hidari going, you like Migi goes, "Oh, my hero, our princess." Oh no, wait, it's Prince because you're still identifying as a male, even if you're like a girl. No, yeah, you're a guy. Sorry, man.
Soren just like kind of like closes his eyes and just breathes a sigh and just nods, and then sits down.
I checked to see if I have everything else.
It is good that I am a cat at the moment and have no possessions to take.
Like Soren also now has his
thing.
hands. Like I feel like this is something he would do before he walked in the bar. Like he would have, because this is something that samurai did a lot. Apparently, they would always have like a left hand on the sheaths of their blade. But he probably would have negated or neglected to do that this time. But he's not neglecting that anymore. He's got his left hand on both blade sheaths.
Mm-hmm. Regina just kind of like gives you guys a very solemn nod. Yeah, sorry about that. They are incorrigible, but I make sure everything finds its way back to the lost and found. So, no harm, no foul, right?
As long as everything comes back, yeah. Fun little game that they're taking advantage of.
Just make sure you look back in the lost and found before you leave.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And I'll
And
get you your
Agathar's-
tips.
Oh, Agatha, hold on. What was? Hold on. Let's see. All right.
Wait, I had the drink order too.
Yeah, Agatha has a drink order, but we're gonna see because he's not exactly paying attention now. So let's see. High, low, high. Cool. What was that Minotaur one called? Minotaur Punch?
The Minotaur's Punch, yes.
Yeah, Minotaur's Punch. He's like, yeah, I'll take the Minotaur's Punch. And he's not even looking at the menu. He like glanced at it and then he just goes to check his shit.
Regina looks at you for a minute, blinks, and just nods. Okay.
The cold or the death wish. Gotcha.
Small man got a lot to prove.
Do you have any wines to go? I'm not actually here. This is a cat.
What? No, I would
Yeah.
never have guessed that it was a familiar.
The cat
Yes.
shrugs.
We have some.
Can I get some milk?
No. You don't need to eat. Quit
But
talking.
I need some milk.
Cat puts its hand over its own mouth.
Like now it looks like the cat has schizophrenia. Or not schizophrenia, I'm sorry, split personality disorder.
It's not a disorder if it's actually 3 minds. I just need to shut one off.
Smudge frowns. He then
No, not you, Smudge. The other one. You're a good kitty.
The
I'm
confusion.
a good everything.
Not you.
You never give me compliments. I just want love, mother.
It's back in the basement.
I don't want
many-
to go. It stinks in there.
You shit in the corner.
I have no right to say my stuff is weird.
Anyway, is Soren ordering anything to drink?
That depends. How many more days does Soren have left for his quote-unquote training? Where he literally does nothing except let a stinger sting him in the heart every day.
Con save.
Yep, figured.
$26 max health damage. 9
I thought we already
hours.
rolled this for today.
Oh yeah, we did. I'm dumb. You see, I forget things sometimes. You must realize. But
I forgore.
Well, that's understandable because so did I, if you couldn't tell.
it happens. It's all good. Anyway,
A few days left.
I believe you were at
Alright, so
day 9 of 14. Or was it 10 of 14?
Yeah, so he's gonna hold off on any alcoholic beverages for the time being. Then,
All right then.
so he's gonna hold up his hand and just like shake his head.
Anyway,
None
so
today.
So, what was I trying to say? Anyway, your drinks are placed before you. Your carrot cocktail is carroty. There is a small little like box of wine that is placed down for Smudge, and
It comes in
some-
that box now. How adorable.
and there is a glass of water sat down before Soren. Your drink, Agathar, is a pink beverage with this glowing multicolored flame above it and a yellow flower in its center. And staring into the flames, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, there we go. A soft 20.
You see images, flickers. You see Percival's last flight into the air with Rainier. A glorious end. You see Soifang standing defiant before each of you. Grim. Resolved. You see Soren, his blades drawn, his face set, ready to charge a foe that is far beyond his abilities. All of these are flickers of glory, both on the battlefield and within your life. And they remind you of things that have been and moments that are yet to come. Do you drink your beverage?
That Soifing one, was that the one where we went to rescue her, or was that
Yes.
something new?
Where you went to rescue her,
Okay.
and she was facing off against all of you.
Right. I wouldn't say stand defiant. She was literally being controlled. He recoils a little bit at the imagery, but
They are hidden within the flame atop this drink.
he recoils a little bit, and then he looks worried at this imagery that sort of just starts, but then he thinks about the fortune he got, and especially that last part. He's just been reminding himself over and over again, stay strong, young one, and sort of taking that defiant energy from that middle memory, at least the defiance of all three of these images. I think he glares at this drink in defiance, and then I think he does drink it.
All right. Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
There we go.
You have...
Soft.
I was about to say you have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Mel's training.
Oh, yeah, Mel's training. Let's see how this helps. That's 12.
This is ingested poison. Have fun.
It technically helped.
So, beating the wisdom save actually lowered the DC. So you do pass with
Okay.
a 12.
Huzzah.
You add a 1d4 to every ability check, attack roll, and saving throw for the next 8 hours.
Okay. Don't know if that's gonna come in handy, but hell yeah.
But yeah, no, you drink it, and well, it tastes like a meal after a very hard-won victory.
Yeah, and that feeling he holds on to, because him personally, he hasn't had a lot of W's.
It tastes like that kiss.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Taste of her cherry chapstick.
Which one? Remember, Soren kissed him on the cheek.
Anyway.
Well, you missed.
With that, unless you guys have anything you want to do or discuss or, roll around about in the bar with their name with, you can make your way on to Fort Providence.
Well, here's the thing. Do we want to stay a night here and then go to the Providence in the morning, or do we just want to go straight there?
No.
I prefer just making our way there, personally.
If I could interject, we need to find a safe place. He knows we're here. He's definitely made it known that he intends to do us harm. We need a location that cannot be spotted easily. Once we find a place that is out of sight, the cart will do the rest to make itself invisible to others. Then I can do something to remedy our current predicaments. I should be capable of brewing in another 4 hours, I suppose, of soaking in this tub.
Will this brew help Vaelyn?
No, but it won't make... Well, it will help in other ways. It'll make it easier for us to get around. Let's just put it at that.
Okay.
It's unfortunately, we will need to find help elsewhere. I don't typically undo spells. I can break them as they come, but I suppose that is a shortcoming on my behalf.
Well, I wasn't exactly prepared to break spells either, and with my training, I should have at least have access to that spell, but...
It's a simple problem to remedy. I'm certain there are stores there that will overcharge us for a spell happily.
Yeah. And
Nah.
like I said, Soren, you guys do the distraction. I could get sticky, but we'll see.
There'll be no need. I will cover the charges.
Didn't you just drop a lot of money?
Who said that was all of my money?
I mean, fair. That was a lot of money.
I read deep, so to say.
I guess that's true.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I am willing to give you the capabilities of saving your very, very dull brother.
I know. I'm not. I'm just. Yeah.
Good. Then we are in agreement?
Soren's just kind of like longingly looking at Rensoir's carrot cocktail. just like kind of like with a sad look in his face, and he says, and I need to go clothes shopping.
I have something you can wear in the meantime.
Well, to be fair, at this point, both of us do.
Well, you're lucky I have more than one outfit.
He kind of chuckles at Rensoir's statement and goes, we've both been through changes recently, eh? and then quickly looks away from her.
Rensoir.
I get to ride through town with two lovely rabbit ladies.
Rensoir. You don't know when you noticed
Yeah.
it, but you notice it now. Soren is taller than you.
Record scratch.
How did I
That'd
get
be-
here at this moment?
She would not care.
Yeah.
Soren is the one that had the complex.
I mean, he didn't really have a complex. It was something he was used to, being the tallest one in the group, and now he's not.
I could deny it no longer. I am small.
He kind of misses it, but he'll get used to it.
So, with that being done, what are you guys doing? What be the plan?
I guess pay our tab and then check if we have our belongings, and then head to Providence.
All right.
Yes. Well, it's not going to be soon. It's going to take me at least a day to brew enough of these tinctures to get us safely walking around without the tail on us.
Yeah, then I guess we could just chill out until that happens.
Very well.
Well, there may be some new information that I can tell you guys that may help your decision. So,
Who's saying this?
I am.
Ah, God, hello.
So, as you guys,
He's telling us that we all leveled up. Yay!
Yay!
as you guys are currently resting there at the bar with your name, you see a human stroll into the bar. They look around and they spot you guys at your table. They give you a big grin. And they walk on over to your table. And they just give a wave. Hiya. So I heard the news. And, you guys
Smudge
are...
vanishes.
You guys are the, heroes of Mirzai, right? He says with quotation marks.
Who
The
are
The
you?
what?
Oh, well, like, sorry, I should introduce myself. My name is Abernathy Vaelyn. Mispronounced my own made-up name. I will spell that for you guys.
Skill issue.
Kind of familiar.
Hello,
I don't know
my
why.
name is Abernathy Vaelyn, and I am coming from Providence to offer you guys a discount on magical items at my store. This includes discounts on scrolls and potions and antidotes and all kinds of things that the heroes of Mirzai could use in their endeavor.
And where did you learn this information from?
Well, there's been just talk all over town about this carriage full of people that are coming to Mirzai, a magical carriage, and so on and so forth, full of these adventurers, this adventuring group called the Heroes of Mirzai. It's the talk of the town.
Soren just kind of slowly turns his head to Renswa and then slowly turns it to Agathar, like with a cocked eyebrow.
Like,
I'll be right
could you
back.
believe that I was paid money to walk all the way up here just to advertise to you guys?
I look over at Vaelyn.
Advertise what?
My store, my shop. Swing on by
look at
Mirzai.
I look at Soren and just lip Raymir.
Swing on by Fort Providence. Say hi to the people.
I want to insight this man.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fucking, I rolled so many threes today. Oh
Red
man.
Swan.
Can I get more than one above 10, please?
Everyone's
22.
rolling hot today, though.
With a 5, Agathar, this person's just like, he's here to make a quick buck. That's what you get off.
Yeah,
of
I
him.
mean, it doesn't. Wait, hold on.
Oh,
7.
Hell yeah.
with a 7, he's really here to make a quick buck.
Mhm.
With a 15 or 22, he's telling the truth as far as he knows it. He was like basically someone paid him some money to come over here and advertise his shop, which sells scrolls and potions and antidotes. You get the sense that Renswa, Soren, this man was sent up here to poke fun at you guys. Not because he understands what's happening, but because people behind the scenes do. Hence why he's offering scrolls and potions for purchase.
Mhm. Just another move to fuck with us.
And you can tell with that 22 insight, he was like at the fact that he kind of like seemed to stutter a bit and then added antidotes into his spiel, that he was remembering, oh yeah, I was supposed to mention antidotes too. So he did that.
This motherfucker.
He is toying with us.
Well, I mean, I'm not toying with you guys. I'm just here to, make offers.
No, not you, dear. The one paying you to come up here.
Oh, really? She seemed like such a nice girl too.
What was her name? He says with another sweet smile on his face.
I believe she went by a title. I don't know. I mean, her name might be Queen, but I'm not sure, man.
Was it like long?
No, it was just a lady by the name of Queen. Oh, I think I remember now. She was part of that. She's part of that other adventuring group. A pretty well-known adventuring group, actually. Now that I'm remembering and thinking about it. But have you guys ever heard of the chessboard?
Just
I-
groans.
Soren's
So-
head
that-
meets the table.
That makes more sense, but for some reason I thought you were going to be like, have you ever heard of Team Sun?
Oh my god!
And I was like,
You missed a very good
That
opportunity.
was a really good opportunity.
no.
Oh.
They aren't your arch enemies.
speak for yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a rather audible thunk as Soren's head just like meets the table,
I
and
see.
he lets out a
see.
sigh.
Competitors, right? Well, I mean, Heroes of Mirzai is a bit of a. It's a title, I'll tell you that much. But the chessboard's been
so-
around for like years. Mercenary group, they kill monsters.
Yeah, they also do other stuff. When you say talk of the town, like, how big are we?
Well, that's the thing. Hey, look. Here. Let me just let you in on a little secret, okay? I get a pretty big pro bono bonus if I get you guys to come to the town right now. Which I'd be more than willing to kick back your way. Because it's a lot
will do.
easier for me to show you than it is for me to, tell you.
I'm sure. How much were you paid?
Pretty big sum. I was paid like 5,000 gold pieces.
Jesus.
The pro bono
Look,
kickback is
we'll-
gonna be double that.
I appreciate your go-getting attitude, and maybe we will be by to check out your shop. But we have some previous business we get to, so we appreciate you being a fan, I guess, and all that. But we'll get to Providence on our own time.
Ah, well, come on. You don't have to. And around that point in time, another person walks in. A gnome with a very large wizarding hat, a pair of spectacles, a robe that has just pockets all over, and this long, flowing, pink-dyed hair, who enters the bar, looks over and goes, "Abernathy, you little rat! I knew you were gonna come this way! Get away from my customers! They are my customers, and I will tell you that much. Ignore this little upstart. My name is Gilbert O'Gilligan, and I am here to offer you my superior magical items and accoutrements, such as scrolls, potions, and, he snaps his fingers a couple times, antidotes, yes!
Antidotes! We appreciate your patronage. We will
And around
get
this
there
point
when we
in
get
time,
there.
another person walks in, a female minotaur, who is wearing a lovely sundress with, like, it's a yellow sundress with, like, little blue, flower designs on it. And she steps in just like, "Oh, good, you're here, and Gilbert and Abernathy, I understand what this
No
is."
solicitation.
The minute that her head turns to look the group, Agathor slams his hands on the table, stands up, and points at her and just yells, "No!"
What? But you haven't even heard the offer I was going to make from Daisy's Delawares.
It's
Scrolls, magic
This-
items, and antidotes. We get it.
And at this point in time, another person arrives.
It just screams.
as an
At
influx.
this point, Rincewa just moves to the door of the bar and closes it.
There is no door to this bar.
It's
There's
an
just the
open
open
cavern.
cave
Son of a
entrance.
The Soren about this time is also just like getting up and just walking out, just wordlessly.
Yeah, no, Rincewa just, the eye twitches, looks at the sign that says no killing goblins. It doesn't say anything about anyone else. It doesn't say anything about anyone else.
Regina's kind of already there. Just like no,
Like,
no,
pending
no.
the sign.
Just leave. Just leave. I'll hold them all. Regina, you will not take away my customers. What, your customers? What
We
do
are
you
not
mean
your
by-
customers.
And
We are not any of your customers.
at around this point in time,
In
there's
fact, what you are doing currently is making us not want to buy from the entire lot of you.
ooh. roll me
So if you would
intimidation.
like for us to buy anything,
Hold on. Roll for intimidation.
Agathar does the Z snap.
roll for intimidation with advantage.
let's see.
Yeah,
I'm not
hell, that
fantastic
shit.
at it, but
Soren just kind of like also looks and glares at them and just like has his thumb like,
12.
and just has his thumb on Mikida's like pommel like he's about to pop it.
I was so ready to pull out his gun and be like, I'll start blasting!
Do it.
If both Agathar and Soren would also like to roll intimidation with advantage, just go ahead.
Sure, Agathar's not gonna wave his gun around, but he's irate.
20.
Intimidation. Natural 20! Hold on.
Oh my
Wait.
Lanta.
25.
Hell yeah. So like
wait, no, you know what? Wait, did I keep guidance? Pause. I kept guidance.
You can
Guidance?
guidance yourself. You can guidance yourself if you want.
Fuck you. Add
Yeah.
All right,
I don't-
29.
4. 29.
All right then.
So anyway, Agathar started blasting.
I started firing.
2 feet of condensed Angie.
But
I
between
think they see my stand.
It's
Your
just
Stan
Doug.
Smith and Wesson.
It's just Doug.
actually more
But wait,
more
if Doug's there,
ac-
then who's watching Then who's watching
More-
Vaelyn?
more accurately, what happens is like as Renswa says. "You're
Actually, they see
making-"
Soy Fang.
As Renswa is just like, actually, you're making us not want to buy from any of you. And like the whole group of now 15 merchants just pauses. Like a 16th one comes in, where's the and just like the Minotaur lady just clamps her hand around his mouth, just like shh. Just like shut.
No, like the 16th one comes in and the thumb pops and Soren's thumb pops Mikida and his pointer pops Hidarida at the same time.
Just the
Just shut. As the guy who first came in, Abernathy's just like, peace. Go be on your way, and Regina.
I'm back. Sorry for the wait.
And around this point in time, both Regina and Roger have brooms in each hand, and they're just like, all right, no solicitation. Yeah, get the fuck out of here! and they just start whacking at the various merchants with their brooms.
Oh god, it's inherited.
Now,
It just starts sweeping out this crowd of merchants.
now, Shad, I got a taste for pickpocketing.
Oh no!
My mage hand is just gonna start plucking as everybody's just like gated into a swarm.
I will say, I will say as a very minor aside, you can go ahead and roll sleight of hand. I'll tell you how many pouches you get based on how high it is.
Okay.
But you're not gonna get to keep any of the pouches.
17. Oh, that's fine. I just want to fucking.
Okay, you get 3 pouches. Oh wait, hold on.
Does that change it?
18. You get 3 pouches still. You kind of like grab 3 pouches from. Do you want 3 randoms or do you want some of the named individuals? Because I have a list of names here that I can just give you.
Honestly, yeah. We'll just do 2. Can I do 2 random and then the gnome? Just because.
Sure.
Because fuck him.
Sure, Gilbert.
So I missed everything while I was in the bathroom. What
Yeah,
happened?
you missed a lot.
Okay, so while you were taking a bathroom break, Percival, basically 16 different merchants showed up in order to solicit you guys and offer you their magical accoutrement in the form of specifically potions, scrolls, and antidotes.
And apparently we're popular in Fort Providence.
Yes. You are known as the Heroes of Mirzai.
Who looked the most well off?
Probably the gnome. Let's be honest. He has like pink hair and shit.
So
I've already-
before I had left and the first guy started talking to us, I did mention that Smudge vanished.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smudge is going to tail this individual.
Okay. I will tell you if anything interesting happens. As you are tailing him, he is getting slapped with a broom and having his pouch taken by an invisible mage hand. As they are corralled out of the, as they're kind of like either they are pushed off to the side so you guys can leave the bar, or they are pushed out of the bar and then you guys are allowed to leave afterwards. It's up to you which one you want. Regina and Roger are just kind of like making sure that, you know, you guys are taken care of at the very least.
Yeah, I think it's up to everybody else, but I'm cool with just chilling in the car after that because we definitely have eyes on us.
Yeah, Soren's kind of for that too.
Yeah.
There's a Didn't the bars with no name have like a teleporting system between each and every one of them?
Yeah,
It
they
did.
do.
It's for adventurers only, though.
I mean, we're adventurers though.
No,
aren't
you're
we?
not.
I thought we were
What?
adventurers.
No.
Because like Soren was gonna go clothes shopping in Fort Providence, but now he doesn't want to. He'd much rather go back to Deepwood.
No. Go to Fort Providence. It'll be fine.
Is that a serious question? I know you're memeing, but is that a serious question?
I mean,
Look,
if
once
you
we
like,
get
you can
we'll
seriously go
cross
there
that
if you
bridge when
want.
we get there.
It'll be fine, probably.
It won't be fine, but once we get our potions and shit. But yeah, I think Agatha would probably like push through with being cleared. He's not personally grabbing any of the pouches. It's just his mage hand is just plucking as many pouches as it can and then tossing them into the lost and found.
Okay. You're
And as
personally...
Soren walks out,
Because
As-
he won't be able to keep them, so it's like, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
no, it's very fair. But after they are all like, are you guys waiting for them? Are you guys leaving?
as Soren steps out.
Okay.
Sorry. As
Yeah, but I'm asking, are you guys leaving before or after these
think so.
guys? Because you have two options. They can be pushed to the side and then you guys leave first, or you guys can let them get pushed all the way out and then you can leave afterwards.
I mean,
we're gonna let them get pushed out.
once, yeah, Francois is sitting back down and finishing her damn
Okay.
drink.
All right.
All right. So you guys...
Yeah, then Agatha will stay.
Yeah, you watch them all get pushed out, little by little, and they all eventually leave. And you guys are left alone as Regina strolls by. Sorry again about that.
Yeah, it's not your fault. Thanks for the help, though.
It's fine.
Hey,
I
thanks.
understand I understand when things are not wanted. And he'll just kind of wave his hand. The drinks are free because the inconvenience.
Thank you.
Plus, can't help but imagine there's more than a few coins that fell out of their purses. He
Yeah, it's so
shrugs.
generous for them to leave such a gracious tip.
He gives you a very small smile, just nods before walking away. Roger
Agathar?
goes back to sweeping.
Hi.
You catch you get a sending spell sent to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, don't be alarmed. I'm casting my first sending spell to you. Ask about star maps.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And Agatha will look at Regina. Regina, sorry, just a question. Do you, by chance, have a star map of the area?
No, those are really only sold in Fort Providence.
Okay. Are they relatively pricey, I imagine, with everything else in Fort Providence?
I think they're about 25 gold.
That's actually not too bad. Okay. All right, thank you.
Not too bad. Says
right
the person
quick.
with thousands of gold.
I have 386. I'm actually poor for an adventurer.
Meanwhile, Percy's over here like
You
a
were trying
dragon
to-
with like 179,000.
Yeah, making deals with devils to get racks of cash.
You were trying to say, Soren.
Soren's just gonna speak up and say, "Oh, and any place you know of that could, maybe sell clothes that's not Fort Providence?"
He shakes his head. Sadly, no, not really.
Shite.
There's one question I want to ask, and is it okay if I whisper it to you? It's nothing too weird. I promise.
He just nods. Yeah, sure.
I cast a message on him, and then Agatha will say, "Have you heard of anybody names floating around by one called Rainier? What kind of crew is he running with?"
Well, let me roll him a history check. Oh boy. Natural 1.
God damn it.
Oh, you mean the God Emperor?
He he just shakes his head and responds, "No, sadly not."
Alright, well, take it from me, he's bad news.
Okay, well, keep it in mind. I tend to keep to myself anyway.
And he just nods, and then just scratches his face.
All right.
It starts bleeding.
Yeah, he scratches it a little too hard.
He walks away, and you guys
Curse my
are allowed to kind of finish your drinks. As for you, Percival, you follow this gnome outside of the cave, and
If at any point he stops, Smudge will become as small a spider as possible and just kind of crawl up his shoe, but stay on the shoe, so he shouldn't be able to like feel it.
okay, you kind of watch these merchants just argue and bicker back and forth, just kind of like name calling each other, just talking about how each other one's ruining their business because they're taking away their valuable customers and so on and so forth. And like after a few minutes of rampant arguing, they just kind of like disperse, realizing and around around like a minute away down the pathway, they have this awkward realization of they're all going in the same direction. So just like arguing picks right back up again. And like, if you'd like to, are you just gonna kind of like just be within the noise, or are you just gonna kind of like just tune it out and not pay attention?
I think Percy is looking for anything out of the ordinary, and also to see where his shop is, and if he puts his key in a particular place, and any combinations he does to doors and locks.
Alright. So, sadly, I think the range on your sightline for your familiar is only 100 feet.
Then I give...
I know you can I know you can give Smudge the command to give you that information whenever he gets back.
easily enough. But I'm trying to remember if the sight range is only 100 feet. I know the command range is 100 feet, but I'm not sure if the sight range is 100 feet as well.
Command is from what I recall 100 feet. I can post the spell if you want to read it.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a ping real quick. But that information Smudge can easily give you if you can't just see it yourself. You can communicate while you're familiar within 100 feet. You can communicate with telepathically. Yep. It is while you're within 100 feet of your familiar. You can use an action to see through it. So, whenever you feel as they leave, you can feel your sight range and command range reaching the outer edge of that limit, and you can go ahead and give your command to be like, hey, follow this guy, find out where he puts his shop key, find out where his shop is, and then
she gives that command, and she gives the consciousness of the imp a warning. If you cost me anything, speak out of turn. Do even the slightest to arouse suspicions. Your contract will be in default, and everything you've ever known will fall around you.
You get
know your place.
You get the sense of a quirked eyebrow as the imp responds with, why the fuck would I ruin this? You're about to end this man's whole career and make him a fucking, debt slave. This shit's great.
That is not... Yeah, as also, I don't like when you speak to the people I work with. They aren't to know what's going on.
Oh.
And you suddenly being capable of speech is out of the ordinary, you fucking idiot.
You know what? Didn't
Play
think
your
about
part.
that. Yeah, it's whatever. They know now. Just explain it by saying you got a new spell that you gained your and then your range ends.
Idiot.
And that is that.
I wait for my box wine now.
Eventually, you guys leave the Barthronim, and walking out, you guys spot a few people that are just kind of like sitting around the entrance of the Barthronim. These 4 to 6 people look scrawny, emaciated, and they look like they haven't eaten in a couple days. You can see dirt clinging to them from the mines that they probably work in. And as you guys walk out, one of the humans just kind of like looks at you and holds up a hand. Can you spare some change, mister? I haven't eaten in a few days now. Don't know if I can keep working like this. You're supposed to be heroes and all, right?
I'm gonna throw it inside.
Go ahead.
Because I know fucking Raymir's gonna
Same.
hide. Some 10s.
I'm not. And
Nice.
Zam.
Nice.
With a natural 20,
Hold on.
Soren.
14.
Okay. With a natural 20, Soren, these 6 people are absolutely destitute. They look desperate. A couple of them look as if they came up here with what little energy they had left, just at the chance of getting a meal. Because they heard that there were people who might help them.
How many of them are there?
There are 6 of them. 2 humans, a halfling, a minotaur, and a tabaxi.
How much is like a meal in the bar with no name?
How high a quality meal?
How much? Like, how much does it cost?
2 silver pieces.
And I guess how high a quality too.
2 silver pieces, 1 gold for a high quality meal, 5 gold for the highest.
He's going to. You said 5 gold for the highest.
Mm-hmm.
And how high quality is the highest quality meal there? Like, is it like
meal.
actually good?
It's a 3-course meal, and it's the bar with no name. Like, imagine if you would a 5-star Michelin style diner. That's what the bar with no name is.
Okay. He's going to give each of them 20 gold. He's still got quite a bit of money on him, and he knows that he probably shouldn't be giving them that much because that might paint a target on his head, or on his back. So
Look,
he's kind
we're
of
already targets.
Very minor
Yeah.
aside. Would someone kindly do the math for me of what is 20 divided by 75?
75.
Mm-hmm.
15, or divided by 75.
It would be 15. Soren.
Yeah.
No, that's
No.
20 divided by 75
No.
is
Like
0.26.
No. Divided by like 75% of it is just okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it's 15.
Okay, so
Oh, that's not dividing by 75.
I'm sorry. I'm dumb, okay? As you take your 20 gold pieces and you place them in one person's hand, you watch as 15 of those gold pieces vanish immediately.
So he's left with 5?
Mm-hmm.
He looks surprised and then looks at the guy and says, "What happened there?"
I would imagine the debt lords.
Magically binding contract. They take 75% of all my earnings.
Then you know what? They can divide this. And Agathar storms back inside the bar with no name.
This isn't an earning, though. This is not an earning, though.
Subclause.
This is a donation.
Subclause 4, Article 75. Any charitable donations are to be considered wages earned.
Agathar will pay for their meals.
Okay.
He'll essentially so 5 math
So 5 times 6
3/4
would
of
be
5 times 6
would be
30.
30.
30. Yeah, he gives Regina 30 gold pieces. There's 6 individuals outside who need a good meal.
He nods. Alright, I'll serve him. And
Do more math.
you see this man with his 5 gold pieces remaining just kind of give you a nod. Thank you anyway, mister.
Soren sees Agathar go into the bar and kind of I think he would kind of realize what Agathar's doing, and he goes, "I've got a better idea," and he stands up and heads inside to basically give Regina the same amount that he was going to give all of them, minus 5 for the 5 that the guy already had. So he's down 20 gold. He's now at 5,006. So he would give Regina 100 gold, plus 115 gold.
Mm-hmm.
And basically say, however long they want to stay here, I want to buy their meals too.
I plan to give them. I gave 120, but apparently he's under a magically binding contract that just takes money away from him.
A lot of them are.
Like
One of
Soren looks
the,
actual.
One of the newest perks that the Debt Lords have invested in.
Like Soren looks like actually angry.
Yeah, I guess I was pretty pissed.
So he's gonna give 115 gold to Regina.
Welcome to capitalism.
So
This is why we should just let the Bramble take it all.
And
I may join you
and
on this one.
as you guys emerge from within, those 6 guys just they thank you and they make their way in to get some food, but you look down the way and you see another 10 people that look just as desperate making their way up.
Oh no.
You see among their number a few teenagers and a small little 10-year-old human.
It's a human. Don't worry about it. It's evil.
Agathar looks especially. It's weird. Agathar looks especially more sympathetic towards the humans, which is strange.
If you'd like to,
Soren
you may
saves
roll
them.
me. If you'd like to, you may roll me a medicine check.
Oh boy.
They're all undead.
God damn. Hold
I
on.
think they're
Remember
probably
your
all
D4.
getting close.
So
A 10.
to 10.
With that 10, you actually notice a couple lines of crystal-like red starting to form along the neck of the child. Which is something you've never seen before. Never heard of. But
As Rensois, potentially.
she doesn't look very good, I'll tell you that. You can roll a medicine check if you want.
Let's see. Medicine.
Medicine.
20.
Well, it's something that you notice is on the younger people, the teenagers, the kid. They all have these weird crystal-like growths on them. One of the teens has this red crystal eye. And another of the teens has 2 of his fingers just completely encased in red crystal that seem to be stiff and immovable, gripped around a pickaxe. You've never heard of this.
Interesting.
It's very likely a new development.
I want to
It
climb on.
seems the Debt Lords are growing in power. And I have a feeling we know who's to blame.
I climb on top of the cart to see if I could see any more people coming.
You look out, and now that you're closer, you spot a shantytown on the outside of Mirzai, on the outside of Fort Providence. Ugh.
Hmm.
And in that shantytown, you can spot a lot of people gathering in the midday, or in the evening light, and they seem to be discussing something as a few people detach and begin to make their way up towards the Barathune.
there are
harder than I thought.
hundreds of people in that shanty town. And with a sinking feeling, you realize you fed 6. You might feed 10 more, but you can't feed that many people.
Percival probably could.
I don't know. I think right now, I think Red Swab might accidentally be the richest one.
Yeah.
How's that?
No.
You can't, but no,
You
it's one of
didn't
it's one of those
you
things
didn't
of
sell your
like
soul.
it's one of those things of like it hits you like a truck.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
No.
feed that many people. And even if you could,
It's not. It won't last.
yep.
Well, is everyone still trying to feed people, or are they coming back to the caravan finally?
I mean, Agatha's at the caravan and just is soaking in the situation.
Yeah, Soren started heading back too.
Yeah, Red Swab just kind of sighs and makes her way into the carriage.
Hello? You hear from the bath Are you back yet?
I will
Yeah,
say
Agatha's
before
last
you
night.
guys fully enter the caravan again, one of the workers calls out, "Hey, isn't that them heroes of Mirza?"
If Soren, like, I don't know, was Soren the last one in, or
Agatha was probably one of the last people in.
okay, like Soren would just like ignore that and just like go into the carriage.
You you will hear as you enter the carriage, Soren. "Hey, look! They're running away!"
Oh god. Agadar stops. He doesn't enter the car. He just kind of stops and just closes his eyes and then just looks towards where the voice is coming from.
You see it's one of the older men, but as they kind of like notice you guys are leaving and getting back in your fancy, expensive carriage, you see them pause. And you see one of the teens just kind of like gently place a hand on probably his sister, that little girl, and just kind of like turns her away. "Let's go back home, Molly. These guys are no heroes. Just more adventurers." And they spit at the ground before just walking away.
I'm sure glad Percy's a piece of shit.
Seeing this, Agathar just like he's rocking back and forth, trying to decide what to do, and then just gripping the oh god, doorknob. I think he doesn't enter the cart. I think he just shoves it closed and then looks towards the people. God. Yeah, God, he doesn't know what to fucking do, but he can't enter the cart knowing what's going on out here. And so I think he just closes it and then climbs up to the top.
My garden.
He's careful not to go all over the cart, but the garden, but he'll like kind of go on the edge of it, and he'll just be present. I don't think he's gonna proclaim anything. I don't think he can't promise anything, but he's not gonna enter the cart.
Well,
Francois will.
Well,
And
No,
you're the one who
like
hears Percy call out.
then
Yeah, no,
I
Rensois
will...
just Rensois will sigh and look up at Agathar and go, you know, at the moment there's nothing we can do for them. We didn't promise to be heroes. If they decided to find faith through us, that is their problem. And she will step into the cart.
Agatha looks at Rensois, just a little shocked.
Was the door open when Rensois said that?
Probably.
Probably, yes.
I mean, yeah, because she was like trying to make her way in.
So Soren is just kind of like standing there at the doorway. He hasn't like left there. He was just kind of like trying to get a beat of the situation. And as she walks in, he goes, "You know, it might not be their fault. They may have been there for the exact same reason that those merchants were. They were told."
Exactly. They were told that we were some grand heroes, but we're not.
And
The most we can
desperation.
do for them at the And the
Good.
most that we can do for them right now is to deal with Rainier.
It is.
Sitting outside and making them promises that we can't keep does nothing for them. Having them come here and groveling at our feet asking for help does nothing for them. The best thing to do is to let them go on about their lives until we can do something. All he's going to do is give them a false hope. And she will continue pushing her way in through the caravan.
Still waiting on my box wine.
So...
Coming.
So, Soren, are you
So-
going to be stepping outside?
No, he's like, as Rensois like walks by, he goes, "Is it an empty promise if we're able to keep it later?" And he continues on in the caravan.
Alright. Akathar, I have a
And how much
very...
later does something stop being empty?
I have a
Well,
question.
he
You
would have said
promised-
it out after you were out of earshot.
Oh, alright.
Anyway, Agathar, my question for you. How much do you give?
I don't think he can. He doesn't have much, but I think he knows giving to these people is not gonna solve anything. But I don't have anything that can help. Oh God. Agathar, he just can't stand to sit inside and turn a blind eye to these people, and he knows he can't help all of them. But he wants to convey that they're not being ignored, that maybe, yeah, we were painted as these grand heroes to give these guys, to be essentially manipulated again. But maybe Agathar is gonna try to find this as an opportunity for something to try to turn this against Rainier. And so he wants to try to convey that they're going to do what they can to help, but giving money is a band-aid for a deep wound, or they're going for the real issue. Agathar just wants to give these guys to turn that false hope into a real one, and then maybe try to turn what Rainier is using to fuck with us into sort of a weapon.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give me a charisma check at disadvantage. Because you are
Okay.
the only one out there. And they just saw not one, but two of your party leave.
I rolled a 4, at least 9.
9.
At least those 4s on the D4 have been consistent.
Yeah, but it doesn't make a difference.
I can't see him, can I?
You have Smudge on the gnome who is no longer there. And he is outside the cart. So
Yeah, but the door is open and I can hear him.
the door is closed.
Oh.
As far as I know.
This is over. I mean,
You
I don't know. I'd imagine that this is over a period of time.
You do your best. But with nothing being given, you see those 6 people that went into the bar with your name emerge with some food and start to share it around among the people. A few of them even going so far as to taking some of that, some of like the meat from a pot roast and like boiling it into a soup that they can kind of like feed among the others. But this small group turns into a crowd over the next couple hours as more and more people show up. And after the first few of them ask if you can spare anything, and you refuse to give anything, they just kind of shrug. You hear talk of, what else did you expect from adventurers? And normally whenever someone says adventure or talk about adventures, it's with a note of optimism, of wanderlust, but when these people say it, it's almost like a slur. It is vitriolic, filled with a lot of spite and hatred. As if they have no faith in any form of adventurers. A few of them spit on your carriage, thinking that it's just another sign of extravagance being lorded over them. But there are some...
I'll be real, it doesn't look that fancy right now because it's had an hour or so to blend into the area.
So it's a moving cart with one person not driving it.
It's not going anywhere.
It also walks around. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is more just like over the next hour or so. Few hours really. But yet still there are some people that you're able to talk to, that you're able to communicate with. Mainly older adults. And you talk about how you were painted as heroes when you're just people. And you get the sense that a few of them are just kind of like, whatever you say, man. But yet fewer still, but some are amicable to you. You know, a few of them believe. And you're able to uplift their spirits, if only a little bit. Maybe you share stories of those glorious moments that you've seen. Maybe you talk about how it's a systemic issue that is keeping them down, and if you allow it, that gets you drawn into a big debate. And it's then you realize just how indoctrinated these people are. Some of them believing there is no other way. And some of them thinking all they need is one good roll of the dice to hit big, and then they can cash out.
But what they don't realize is that they're playing on roll 20.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are some still, a couple of them, that did hit big. They hit large reserves of Zimlight, and they blew it all, being left with nothing more than just a pickaxe and the need to keep going. That is the sight you see. And those are the people that you are kind of just like inundated with. Give me a moment while I go fix things.
I should have given them at least something. God damn it. That would have helped her push a little bit, I think.
Alright, I'm back.
And I think we reached the 8-hour point for Percy. She's kind of just walking around the kitchen in a towel around her from her chest down, and she's got her like a towel on her head around her hair, kind of done up. She's just kind of like rummaging through a drawer for a snack and pouring her wine. Ugh. Well, this has been a confusing afternoon, but things are starting to unravel as to what we are dealing with. Am I alone? I look around. Is everyone in their room or something?
Ooh, also very, very minor aside, Agathar. Roll me an intelligence check.
Alright, here we go. Time to roll fucking really bad. Natural 1.
Bum, bum, bum,
Roll the fuck.
It's the
Bless dice going to town.
Roll 20. The roll 20 is taunting you now.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my.
The blessed dice is trying to be a fucking one thread holding this thing together.
It's like a little Christmas procession there with green, red, and green.
Oh my
You know what?
God.
You know
What
what?
is up?
Here, I will give you this, because it's very easy. With a 9, you are, as you sit here among this crowd of people and you talk to them and you are talked to, you realize there's nowhere you guys can go without someone being able to follow you or watch this carriage.
Not true.
I think it's kind of true.
The carriage, for at least once a day, can be entirely invisible, silent, and untrackable.
Can't be all of them at
How
once.
long though?
I believe
Where does it say that?
I believe that both Pass Without Trace and Invisibility are concentration spells. It can do both, but it can only have one up at a time.
It's a silence field and instant camouflage. It's not. The cart can cast. Oh, it can. I didn't realize it cast spells on itself. I thought these were just effects.
No. They are.
Because there are several spells currently going on in the cart all at the same time.
The unseen servants are
Those are like
non-concentration,
green, though.
and they last.
Yeah, they're also
7
permanent.
Yeah. They're not concentration spells. Invisibility and Pass Without Trace are both concentration spells. Your cart can be invisible, and it cannot be tracked, but only one of those at a time.
It's also fast. I don't know who's zooming after this bitch.
Those canyon lizards were pretty quick.
Canyon lizards.
the things that the bandits got
The
away
ones
from
that
you
we-
on.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of those things that you can realize, Agathar, is that there's
Mhm.
no escaping the sight.
I love the thing I bought doesn't work.
It worked
does,
against
not in the way that
monsters.
Ah, okay, cool.
Road hazards. These are intelligent human beings. But that is a thing that you can realize very easily. Anyway, Percival, you were walking around your cart, vibing,
Yep.
drinking wine. I would imagine
I have
you
a
probably...
I have a cheese and cracker platter and some wine, and I'm like, where is everyone?
I'd imagine that you probably see Soren just looking depressed as shit in a corner or something like that. You can tell me if they're looking otherwise, Soren.
He would have sat down at the table, like the dinner table, for a little bit, just like kind of pondering the situation. But after a second, he would realize he forgot to do something, and he'll go looking for Percival.
I am like right. You go to turn. You just see me there with a plate with like a wood like cutting board with a bunch of like little snacks on it and a glass of wine. It is like Gouda. Perhaps pepper jack.
No, sorry, I'm not really hungry. Although, there was something I forgot to mention to you. Were you still trying to scry for my parents?
I haven't had the opportunity as of late. I still can.
It's not that important. But I mean, it is important. But I'm not. Right now, we have more important things to worry about. I was just asking because I just completely forgot to tell you. I found some information regarding them from the traveler caravan we visited.
Oh, what is that?
Well, a physical description as well as a last name.
Oh, you know your last name. This is good. What is it?
He kind of like pulls at the collar of his kimono for a little bit and goes, it's Olroth.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You get the implication.
Yeah. I mean, you can't pick your family, so it is unfortunate that your sister is a hussy.
Well, there's something else that kind of bothers me, and it's not her personality, it's her color pattern.
Yes?
I only knew of one Ortali that I can think of that had that fur pattern,
Okay.
and it was neither my father nor my mother. It was the elder that exiled me.
Do you think perhaps the elder was perhaps a grandparent?
I don't know. But there are other implications I'd rather not consider at the moment. But
It's a lot of assumption and just happenstance.
Could be, but I forgot to give you that information, and next time you try, if there's a next time, then you can take that into consideration, and
There'll be a next time. She takes a bite of cracker and like Swiss. You were missing out. To say, she has a sip of wine. Where is Francois?
she...
And Agatha, where the hell is everyone? It take you so long to go get a drink or two? I sent
Agatha-
Smudge after one of those damnable merchants to see if I could get the information, though. That'll be a while before he comes back.
Well, Agathar's on top of the caravan, trying to assuage the concerns of the crowd out there, but I don't think he's going to find much, if any, success.
Ooh, gross.
Things are really bad.
Why? Because a bunch of people are upset with us?
It's why,
they're upset with us.
Ah, yes, high expectations and little delivery. This is kind of what the people who are after us are banking on.
Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't stay out there. Although, I feel like I could have done something.
Well, in situations like this, the best way to go about it would convince the people to eat the rich.
He smiles and says, "That would be the best possible outcome, I think, but
I don't know, how do you feel about overthrowing the bourgeoisie?
I'm, after today, quite positive towards it."
Fantastic. Well, that would require, one, finding a suitable replacement of government or legislation, and then taking every last coin of the people who run this place and effectively bankrupting them to the point where they can no longer function. As this place works entirely on import, if they can no longer afford to ship anything in and out, they will wither.
I've never studied the subject enough to be of any use in this.
I mean, that is like one of the first things you learn when you learn about warfare is supply lines. The army runs on its stomach.
And Soren smiles at her and says, but I've been on my own, traveling, just walking around Vitrium with little contact with society for upwards of 14 years now."
Yes, and you've been doing so much better with me around feeding you.
You have.
Say, he raises the platter and places it in your hand. Eat, drink. You'll figure it out when the rest of them get to their senses and come downstairs. Speaking of which, I'm going to get changed into some actual clothing. And looks you up and down, finds you an outfit that fits you.
Oh, hey, very minor aside.
He's just kind of like,
Sorry, continue.
yeah. He was just gonna look down and say, I don't want to go clothes shopping in Fort Providence."
Yes, I wasn't insinuating you would be wearing one of the very few outfits I normally adorn during the full moon.
You would let me have that?
No! You would be borrowing it until such a time as you would get your own.
Poor choice of words. But you would let me use it.
Of course. I can't have you distracting me.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I jest. Francois would likely be very cross with me.
Francois.
He
says, he just kind of like pats his thighs a little bit.
But yeah, very, very minor aside. Agathar, do you ever join the crowd itself, or are you just still standing above them the whole time?
I do. Eventually, I join. Eventually, I get down from the high place.
All right.
And join.
Roll me, if you would, a perception check at disadvantage.
Yeah, here we go. This is where I regret my life decisions. All right, perception check. Here we go.
3 and a 4.
A roll at 8 and a 9.
Alright. Roll a d4.
Close enough.
For what? So 9.
9?
Oh, sorry, a 6 and an 8.
So.
Jesus. This is where I get fucking shanked.
No, you don't get shanked.
Nah, I lose all of my shit.
Just robbed.
Yeah.
So, this is where I pan the camera to Vaelyn.
Beaten mercilessly.
This is where I pan the camera to Vaelyn. Vaelyn, are you here, buddy? I know it's been a minute.
I'm here. Let's get up from my bed.
Alright.
He was just busy eating crayons, don't mind him.
So.
Yeah, I've just been laying down.
Vaelyn.
Just waiting.
After a long while waiting around doing nothing, you got bored. You stood up, and that strange elk thing tried to stop you and pushed you around a little bit, tried to get you to take a sit back down. And you stood up and stomped your foot and simply said, no. And Belle backed off. Turn undead.
I didn't make no save.
I made the save, and it failed.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
And you simply...
And it's a pretty decent DC to
I know. It's
save.
just
And you simply
Malfire.
walked out of the carriage. Soren was in his room distracted. Agathar was among the crowd. Percival was soaking, and Rensois was in her room as well. And you just walked out the carriage, disappeared among the crowd.
I thought Soren and Percival were at the dinner table. Is that by the
This
front
is
door?
before that.
Oh, before that. Okay.
Yep. And you just strolled out. You look among all these strange and new people, and you're just like, not really thinking much. Just wandering down the winding path. Ooh, that looks like a fun place to go. You say, looking towards Fort Providence. And you just simply start walking there.
Bye, everyone. I'm definitely not in any danger at all.
And while you're on your way there, what does Vaelyn do? Does, a few people talk to him. They keep calling him this real weird word that he doesn't know the meaning of. Hyro.
Oh man, now he gets control of his character.
He keeps being called Hyro. Is that his name? Maybe. Who knows? What does Vaelyn do?
I don't know.
Alright. Roll me a
We
perception
just
check.
probably would continue. Say again?
Roll me a perception check.
The fuck is up with doubles today?
Alright. With a 24, you sniff at the air, and you smell something that smells pretty good. You walk over and you see a large pot full of soup that is currently being, served out of. So you walk over there, get some soup, and just start, eating some soup. There's not a lot of meat in it, but the broth is tasty. It reminds you of home. But where's home? What does Vaelyn do? As he just starts wondering where his home is.
You just start wandering around some more.
Okay. Roll me a 1d8.
Say again?
Roll me a 1d8.
Oh, 1d8.
8. Alright.
Alright. You start walking towards that big city place. That looks like home.
Fuck.
Alright, so what's my next character gonna be?
All you had to do was get some character development, Vaelyn. That's all you had to do.
Wandering through the crowd and through the group of people, you see all these... There's just people everywhere. You
kind of like reach down and stop a couple of them from touching you, just kind of like slapping their hands away, like, no.
Whoa.
Because your passive perception is still an 18. But other than that, people mostly leave you alone. And roll another perception check.
Ah, no more doubles.
19. You hear a child saying, "Mommy, Mommy, look! It's a rabbit person!" And you think to yourself, "Mommy, where Mom? Where Mom now?" Then you start looking around, trying to see if you can find your mother. Roll me another perception check with advantage. 26.
God damn it, Ian roll 20 is saying, hey, character development time.
Yeah, can I get some of that?
You spot an older Harangon woman, currently seated next to a nearby rock wall, sipping on some soup, trying to put the spoon to her mouth even as it shakes in her hand. And then things shift. It's as if someone turned on the light for you. So 1 minute you're there in this rocky cavern, or on this rocky cliff face, kind of like road down towards Providence. The next you're inside a wooden home. A table has been set, and you see your mother seated at it. She has a bowl of soup set before her, and she is currently trying to eat, but her hand is shaking. And you don't know why it's shaking, but it is. What do you do?
I know I keep on saying I don't know, but
You know what to do.
Well, think about what child
wait.
Vaelyn would do if he saw his mom struggling.
probably cautiously go and help.
Why cautious?
He doesn't know why.
Mm,
Just does know that he is always cautious.
okay. You walk over and you kind of like
Case
As a player,
instinct.
you kind
As a
of
player,
like,
I know why.
you walk over and you kind of like take her spoon from her, and she smiles and just says, "Thank you, Pumpkin," as you just very carefully start feeding her. How did training go today? Training. Training? What training? Training for what? Roll me an intelligence check.
I have intelligence of 1. So that puts it at
-4.
Just give me a d20 roll. I'll tell
it's
you.
a -5.
Just give me a d20 roll.
Wow.
14.
Okay. Fuck you, roll 20.
You
It
see where all
wouldn't.
our good rolls went.
Very, very minor aside. It wouldn't be a -5. It'd be a -4 because a -5 would be a 0.
And then we'd be dead.
What? Am I misreading the enfeeblement spell?
No, it just brings it to 1, which is still
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, it's
with
a
a
-4.
0 as that threshold.
So with a 15, you remember training. Your dad was teaching you magic. He was teaching you how to make people feel good. How to feel better. You don't know why, but your heart seems to beat a bit faster. A bit more of this anxiety leaking into you. And you hear the sound of something cracking. And your ears go from kind of like this bend to them to snapped up straight and attentive as you kind of like look around, trying to see where the sound came from. But there is no source. Your arm hurts, but you don't know why. And you hear your mother's voice. Pay attention to me, Pumpkin. Pay attention to me. Mommy loves you, you know that? And Vaelyn, for this next minute or so, you can talk normally. But remember, you have the mind of a 10-year-old.
Gods, I don't know what to say. Ah! My mind is blanking.
I prepped you for
Oh
this
god,
and
he's
everything.
been hit with it IRL.
I DM'd you that stuff would happen. I DM'd you!
Bold of you to assume anyone breathes.
Yeah, both of you assume he's gonna be cooperative.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, no, I'm blinking right now. What the fuck? Sorry everyone. I am
Just act like
blanking real
just
hard.
act like you're talking to your mom. What would 10-year-old Vaelyn talk about?
Your arm hurt for some reason.
The red ones taste the best.
God damn, why am I blanking on this so hard? What the fuck?
It's okay. Don't worry. Your mother can carry a conversation while you're blanking. So,
Yeah, continue. I do not know why I am struggling right now.
alright. She just nods. And you just go back to very slowly feeding her. It's okay, Pumpkin. I understand. But you know he does it because he loves you, right? He always has what's best in mind for both of us. You hear another snap, and your whole body seems to shudder. You see your mother cringe, and you hear muffled crying. And he does what's best for your sister, too.
She just very slowly continues to eat while you feed her. The soup slowly disappearing out of the bowl. Does Vaelyn have anything to say? Or to ask? Any innocent childhood questions?
But why so much hurt?
Because his because it's him and his master's mantra. Only through strife can we attain power. Snap. And you hear, muffled in the distance, Daddy, stop! Please! And then you hear a very low voice. You have to learn pain before you learn how to heal. And you go to feed your mother another spoonful of soup. And you press it against her lips, but they don't move. The soup pouring out of the corner of her mouth and onto her chest. This ratty rag of a shirt covering what decency would remain. As you're back on the corner of this cliff, trying to feed an old woman that has passed away right in front of him. There's a small smile on her face, a look of contentment. As if she were satisfied before her passing. But of course, to you, she's just simply asleep. Because you have no concept of what death is. So you are just there. What do you do?
Take whatever cloth that is nearby her, whether it be a small cloak or whatever, and just tuck her in.
Okay. You tuck her in.
Beep time for mommy.
You tuck her in, and she looks so precious while asleep. You stand up and roll me another d8. You
turn around for a little bit. Simply continue to wander towards Fort Providence. Around this point in time, Francois, Soren, Percival, the two of you are seated at the dinner table and you talking amongst yourselves. You get up and you realize Vaelyn's not there.
And Bella's currently running around upstairs.
Yeah, how long did that last?
Well, here's the thing. Bella's not there. Agathar, you get to roll another perception check.
Alright.
They're turned for a minute.
Perception.
I will also say you don't see Belle.
Okay, 8.
Oh,
You
God.
get the
hold on.
D4.
Let me roll ones, 2, so 10.
10. You spot Belle kind of like searching through the crowd, looking worried. She's very easy to spot because of her armor.
Yeah. I wonder if everybody else is.
I'm just in here having like a drink with like Serena, talking, wondering when everyone else is gonna show up. Couldn't care less about Vaelyn. Like honestly, forgets he's around half the time.
Fair enough.
Say who?
Agathar, he's like, Belle, what are you doing out here? And he just starts making his way through the crowd towards her.
Making my way downtown.
And this is when Belle learns how to talk.
Belle
Yeah,
looks
right.
Belle looks over to you and just like they tap their fingers together and just kind of like look down away from you, and they just kind of like they kind of like kick their feet at the dirt nervously, just like and they just kind of like lift up their hands and they're like and they just gesture to around them.
You were supposed to be watching Vaelyn.
Nods.
So he's just.
She puts a hand out flat, and she takes her other hand and just makes two fingers walking on her hand and just kind of like gestures around her.
It takes him a second, just you lost Vaelyn.
He's very losable.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
she cringes.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
She cringes visibly before nodding, like yes.
Very quickly, he's going to like climb onto Belle and just stand at his full height and just look around the crowd.
Roll a perception without disadvantage.
Hooray! This is technically her giving me the help action, because I'm gonna need it.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Roll 20 does not want Vaelyn to be found.
roll a
No.
d4.
This is literally Agathar's very bad, not good day.
It's a 7. With a 7, you kind of like look through the crowd and you realize there's a lot of people here now. It's very easy to lose him in this crowd.
He's no. Now
I'm gonna pause on you for a second. I'm gonna pause on you. I'm gonna pause on you.
Nine.
All right, I'm gonna pause on you for a minute. Flip over to what is Serena doing?
Well, Soren is.
As Soren notices that Vaelyn is missing, and Belle is missing.
Oi, where are Belle and Vaelyn?
Upstairs?
Yeah, yes, those where they're supposed to be.
Soren picks
I'd
up and
assume
starts
she's-
tearing upstairs.
You run upstairs. You kick open the door.
Francois was saying something, sorry.
Oh.
I was just gonna say something like quirky to Francois. It's just like, so, opinions on Soren's current shape.
It is interesting.
Insight. 7.
20. What the hell?
It is interesting.
Chad,
Alright.
how much did you bribe Roll20 to do this Force character?
I don't know.
development?
I don't know. Anyway,
Yes, I know.
It
God
does,
damn it.
I
I don't
do.
even want to say that right now.
So yes, Soren, you run upstairs and you kick open the door and you look inside of Vaelyn's room. He's not there. Belle isn't there either. I will say though, roll me
Like-
perception.
All right, roll 20. You're gonna continue. No, you're
25.
not. Cool.
Hey, at least you're able to
You-
roll above a 10.
You spot Doug in the corner, just tapping his claws together like, yes, he's gone. Ooh, where did he go?
There's a pair of shoes right in front of him, insinuating Doug ate Vaelyn.
He's tapping his claws together, like going, I feel nothing except
would also-
glee.
I would also put forth turn undead makes him fear me, so it would be
He
a
isn't
mess.
Yeah, Doug is not an undead.
No, from
He's
Bell.
an aberration.
Oh yeah, from Belle. Yeah.
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 So Doug's clearly an aberration.
There is indeed a bit of a scuffle around Vaelyn's room. It looks as if someone ransacked it a little bit, just kind of like running through it.
And just like a pile, there's like a little swirly pile of bone marrow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the two of them downstairs will just hear Soren go, ah, frick, and he'll start tearing back downstairs and running past the table, like past the front door. He'll say, "Vaelyn's missing."
Cheers! She raises her glass.
Oh my god. Oh
As
my.
expected
God.
for Percy.
And then I looked at
He's
Francois for
missing.
a moment and it's like, oh, right, I should be worried. Okay then.
I should put Doug to care.
I put the glass in the end and she
What-
splattered her up and then go to leave before looking back, grabbing a slice of cheese, a cracker, and another sip of wine before going for the door. Right, let's go.
What do you mean he's missing?
He's not in the
Soren's gone.
caravan.
Soren's
Missing-
gone.
I get that. I get that. How did he walk up and God?
Well, I was indisposed in the bathroom taking a bath, and the large skeletal creature was left to watch him. He's a bumbling, fumbling idiot, more so than normal, so I thought this a task Bell could handle, considering they played rather well at chess. Clearly, my enthusiasm
That's not
in
of
them...
importance right now. Sorry, he basically is a
Isn't it?
walking cucumber at this point. How does he just
Sir,
walk up?
let me take a mental note that you don't like cucumbers.
I mean, they're
Yes.
fine, but
What
That-
do I look
it's
like to you?
not the point.
Taxi?
I was going to
So-
go with potato because he's a bit of a spud, but okay.
So you guys make your way outside, and you spot very easily Agathar is on top of Bell, just kind of like looking out on the crowd, trying to spot where he is, but to no avail.
Let's see here.
Soren's gonna hop on top of the caravan, trying to avoid the guard and try to look out over the crowd from there.
I have an idea. I will cast Summon Undead to 30 feet straight up. I'll cast Summon Undead to summon a ghost who has a 40-foot hover speed.
I will
and
have
then-
you roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
The undead are
Here,
not
let me-
allowed
let me-
in town.
Okay. Well, there's a walking
Roll a
skeleton, so I don't
D4.
know.
Bell does not look like a skeleton.
Okay, fair.
Bell looks like a heavily armored creature.
Fair.
If
Let's
anyone
see
were
here.
to pay close attention, they could certainly tell that she is undead. But
Yeah.
no one here is paying too close attention to that.
So Percy pops out.
To her, just another adventure. Give me a minute, Vox. Let me tell something. So, that 14 will tell you easily enough, summoning an undead in the middle of this crowd of refugees, not a good idea. Especially considering that conversation earlier you heard about how necromancy is typically forbidden here.
Yeah. It's to use the Vitrium.
And,
Welcome to the rest of the world.
And as a secondary thing, Soren, you wanted to hop up on the cart and you wanted to roll a perception check as well. I will give you advantage on that if you want.
I
Because it
mean,
is a height.
I would never say no to advantage.
It is a height difference.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically saying that you'll give me advantage if I want it. I would never say no to advantage. 24.
24. You spot Vaelyn at the end of the path. Like, it's very easy to pick him out from among the refugees that are just kind of like currently moving up here for a potluck, so to speak. But he is almost at Fort Providence.
Soren starts tearing after him.
Yeah. The minute.
Let me finish. Lastly, Percival, you wanted to do something as well.
I was going to cast Scrying, but then I see two people haul ass. It's like, oh, well, they see them. Well, then I don't need to waste any spells or wine.
Alright.
Unless you want to tear after them. I'm looking to Ritzwa. Kind of like wondering if, like, oh, well, they found them. It's down that way.
No, Ritz was already following them.
Okay.
Okay.
Percival
She
going
waddles
after?
after. She waddles after them, like, all right, we're going.
Alright. So...
I turn, I lock the cart, you hear it go,
So, as you guys all run and rush towards Vaelyn,
Bells are tearing it.
you guys are able to catch up with him because he has a very meandering pace, just kind of like moving to the right, moving to the left, zigzagging his way towards the entrance, and you guys catch up with him right at the entrance of Fort Providence.
Hey, Dumbo!
And let me finish. Around the point in time, each of you guys arrives and kind of like skid to a halt. And Percival, you cry out, "Hey, oh Dumbo!" You see the front gates swing open. And you see 4 crossbows lowered at you from 8 different guards, along with a few balloon poppers exploding off into the distance as, spelled into the sky, you see written up, "Welcome, heroes!" As a very large...
His Rinsla's eye fucking twitches.
As you see a collection of destitute people that were kind of like gathered around like the outer walls of Fort Providence, just kind of like very weakly stand up and go, "Hooray for the heroes! Woo!" Before a few of them kind of like collapse back down. And
On spot.
a Minotaur guard dressed in gleaming plate mail armor strolls across the very top of the gate before turning, folding his arms, and looking down at each of you. "Ah, so the heroes, eh? And I see you've brought an illicit undead to our humble city. We're gonna have to take you in for questioning now."
So what about the undead that's, paying you to put on this whole hullabaloo? Or because he's lining your pockets with gold, are you turning a blind eye to that one?
Like if Soren gets a chance to catch up with Vaelyn, he's gonna
Oh no,
put his hand
you're
on
all
Valen's
caught
shoulder.
up with Vaelyn.
Yeah, Bella's schmoving at 120 feet.
Like,
Yeah.
She's there.
Like,
Well, Soren, if he had the chance to, he'll just
Yeah.
Stop Vaelyn with a hand on his
Yeah.
shoulder and go, "Hey, that's enough. That's enough. No more. No further. Come on."
hey Vaelyn, your mom has returned.
Oh God.
Or I think my mic is working.
It's
But
working.
I heard you, Renswaw.
Oh.
He'll just smirk. Don't know what you're on about, woman. We wouldn't know if there were undead in our city, but that's neither here nor there. Guards,
Better question.
book 'em.
How about this? Where's your city start? Would it be at this fucking gate?
Nope. Starts out there in the shantytown. And at that point in time, you guys see there are 4 more guards kind of come in from behind, kind of corral around you guys. As you are taken into custody. And
You should have let Vaelyn get taken in.
and that is where I'm going to end the session for today.
Oh, well, Percy might have to take a rain check on those clothes.
Bad boys, bad boys. Now what you gonna do when they come for you?
So, Scorched Earth campaign?
I love these no saving throws.
So, meme review. Thank you for watching our humble little stream, viewers. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session as much as I did. And we will be right back here again next week, live on Tuesday for Rains of Vitrium. If you did not catch... If you're catching the VOD on YouTube, we stream on Tuesdays at 5:30 CST. And the video is released again, the very next day on Wednesday. And if you do catch us live, you can catch us for the post-stream and the pre-stream, where we talk about the session that just happened and what all we can do. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, to peep the Discord link if you want to hang out with us and chat in real time. Who knows? Till then, Agathar, say goodbye to the people.
Agathar's W's are 2 L's at 45-degree angles.
Percival, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
Rensois, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
Soren, say goodbye to the people.
Can't wait for jailbreak episode.
Yep.
Soren, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
And Vaelyn, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, everyone. Sorry I blanked. That was horrible.
It's all good, dude. You recovered at the right time. Anyway, from all of us to all of you, have a wonderful day.